You don't compare to Diamondback Forever.
No, stop getting Bond wrong!
Hey everybody, we're back after a week off for a family vacation. Hope everybody is doing good. This is episode 64, right? 64?
64.
64 of Baseball and Whatever. We are back. We are well rested, I think. I don't know. Are you guys well rested?
Fucking exhausted.
Okay,
Yeah. Vacationing with kids is no longer a vacation.
No, I found that out the hard way this time.
Another
Yep,
job.
it's work.
It's a lot of
Yep.
work, and you don't get to sleep at all. At all. Anyway, there's Vinny, there's Greg, I'm Justin. Welcome to Baseball and Whatever. If this is your first time tuning into us, first half of the show is usually Chicago sports related. We talk Cubs, and then we talk White Sox, or vice versa, depending on who's got a better record. Both teams are garbage this season at this point. Well, I guess one of them's kind of, well, anyway, we'll get into it. It doesn't matter. And then we do our whatever segment. This week, we are going to rank our top 5 kids movies of the 1990s. Our only stipulation, I guess, if it's a kids movie, it's got to be G or PG. As we did our research this week, though, we did find out there's a few that I was surprised they were PG. I don't know about you guys, but I know late
Definitely.
80s. I think, was it one of the Indiana Jones movies was the kickoff for PG-13, I think. Does that sound right? I could be wrong on that, but I thought it was, because technically, like, Jaws is PG from the
Jaws is PG. What was
not a 90s movie, but
what was Temple of Doom? Was that PG or
might have been
PG-13?
I'm still
Should've
shocked that
been
the
like R, but
Hunt for Red October was PG, Vinny, when you
Yeah,
sent us
that one's
that
the one I couldn't believe either.
blew my mind.
It was shocking.
yeah, I was gonna
So-
try and surprise that one with you guys later on until you sent that text. I'm like, damn it, they found that one out. So maybe my other one will surprise you. I don't know, but.
So we will get into that. We have plenty of trade deadline talk to get into, all the happenings or lack thereof. If you're a White Sox fan, I'm sure Greg can fill us in on that, or again, lack thereof. There's not much to discuss there. But
I've got a thought, don't worry.
But if you are willing to reach out to us to tell us what you think of the show, feel free. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/baseball and whatever. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. You can find us on Twitter at baseball and what. You can email us at baseballandwhatever@gmail.com. You can also find us on a variety of podcast apps. If you want the audio version, because maybe our faces scare you, you can use Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Spreaker, Podcast Addicts, Overcast, and all of the above. And probably my favorite one is you can write in a text or leave us a voicemail at 1-913-808-3278. That number again is 1-913-808-FART. There we go. So it is time to kick off the show. Episode 64, we always like to start off by trying to remember any famous 64s from Chicago sports. I believe was
What a number.
Yeah, 64. Was there I feel like Blackhawk David Kampf might have been. Hey, all right.
Hey.
He's
Digging deep for that one.
Yeah, I don't know what team he's on. Is he on Montreal? I don't know. Toronto? He might be a Maple Leaf actually. No, I don't know. I'll have to look that up. That is the hot damn. I'm good.
You are good. You're firing on all cylinders tonight.
And that is where my numbers end this week. There you go. I got nothing else.
Okay, there was one other Blackhawk,
All right, what do you got?
2017, Tyler Mott, M-O-T-T-E.
Yes. He was a prospect. He was then traded to Vancouver, became a Canuck, and I don't know what he's been doing ever since. Couldn't tell you.
Are you sure it was a Canuck, or
No.
did he get traded to the Columbus Blue Jackets?
That's, I meant to say Columbus
Then he
Blue
went to the
Jackets.
Canucks.
Thank you. That's it.
And now he's with the Rangers.
Man, he's been coast to coast.
Yeah.
Still around.
Not bad. Not bad. So yeah, that's all I got for it. I don't know any Cubs with 64, to be honest.
Oh, I think I got another White Sox Cub combo. I don't know if he was 64 for the Cubs, but I know he played for the Cubs briefly. That's my man, Emilio Bonifacio.
Oh, yeah, he was fast. That guy was a fast
He was on the
dude.
White Sox after the Cubs dumped him in like 20 don't know, 15 or something.
I just
like
keep
that,
thinking of that.
Good job, Greg.
Wow.
Was it really?
And everything. Yeah, 2015.
2015? Okay, because he was on the Sox in 2016, I think.
2015 he was.
2015, so he's on the Cubs
so
2014
between 2014 and 2015.
Okay.
They dumped him. I thought you were saying when the Sox picked him
I
up.
thought
in 2015.
I thought the Sox had him 2016.
Oh no.
So I'm a year behind, but what a
wrong.
what a team. What
I
a
just keep
team.
thinking of that line from Superbad. He's so fast. I can't catch him. He's so fast. He was. If that guy could have actually gotten on base, much like Billy Hamilton, he would have had hell of a career.
Yeah, so would have Alfredo Amezaga, but it was the exact same thing. Those are both like two speedy Marlins guys that just never really. Bonifacio stuck around longer, but I mean,
right.
Just he was what he was. But my other Cubby that I could think of, and this was more recent, he used to be 46, but I think he had to flip his numbers around to become 64. That was Pedro Strop when Kimbrel wore the number. So that's when they brought him back for like 6 games or whatever. I think it was last year even. It was last year. Yeah.
It was not good.
No,
and then it was history.
Bad.
So
he was pretty bad.
He was good when he was 46, but not when he was 64. So
no.
For the White Sox, I already mentioned Bonifacio. Then a couple pitchers. I don't know if you guys know these guys. There was this guy with glasses that used to pitch for the White Sox. His name was Matt Perk. He didn't last very long.
What year was that?
Oh, God, that was like 2018, 2017, I think.
I mean, that doesn't even ring a bell.
It's 2016.
No, same shit.
Jesus, Greg. You're really slacking, man.
Yeah.
The other guy, my man, Andre Rienzo, turned into a whole lot of nothing. You don't remember Andre Rienzo? Oh, come on, Justin.
No.
He was a stud.
2013, 2014?
What's that? I was going to say 2014. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was just 2014.
And 14. Yep, you're right.
Way too long. 64. Those are probably the only guys that wore 64. I can't think of anyone else. I don't think even anyone wears it now.
Usually,
I don't think.
No, it's not usually.
No one wears it now. Well, last year, though, Alex McRae wore it.
Okay.
You're like, yeah, I don't remember him.
No, I don't remember him.
Hal McRae's long lost brother.
What's that? Oh, Josh Osich. Yeah, remember
Osich. And David Holmberg. 2017.
I don't know. 2017. I do not remember Dave Holmberg, probably for good reasons. So don't remember those guys.
No, not at all.
I don't have any Bears either. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Vinny.
No, I was gonna say a couple Cubs. Jaime Garcia.
Oh, okay.
2018, and then Justin Berg. 2009, 2011. You remember
him? I think he was a reliever. I want to say.
What
was he a reliever?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's definitely a reliever number.
I remember him being like a lanky guy that couldn't really throw. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I think he was pretty good.
Was he good?
He lasted 3 years. Or
Did he?
2
Okay,
years.
he must have been
or
pretty
I guess
good
3
then.
seasons, 2009, 2010, 2011. So
okay, he must have
couldn't have been too
then.
bad. And then Ryan Messenger. Or Messenger, MEISIN.
Yeah, that name sounds familiar.
2001 last year wore it. But that was it for the Cubs. For the Bears, let's see here. Currently, someone's wearing this. Played for Notre Dame, is on the offensive line. Everybody thinks he's going to be a stud. No, Alex Bars.
What's his name?
Alex Bars.
He was on the team last year. They picked him up last year, right? Yeah, I remember. When you said Notre Dame, yeah.
Yep. Eric Kush wore it from 2016 to 2016 to 2018.
They wanted him to be like the center, right? But he couldn't cut it or whatever.
Yeah.
Didn't they try to work him out at center?
Who? Kush?
Eric Kush? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
he
if I remember.
I
know the name, yeah.
Brian De La Puente.
Yep, I remember him. Remember him, yep, for sure.
Justin, are you even a Bears fan? Clearly
whoops, hit the wrong button here. Sorry about that. No, am I a Bears fan? Not really. No, I am.
That's probably.
I actively, when they lose, I actively enjoy it more because I know the radio stations the next day are going to be gold for people calling in screaming about the Bears. So,
of course.
Rex Tucker. You guys remember Rex Tucker?
I remember Mel Tucker.
Rex Tucker?
No, not Rex Tucker.
No. God.
No.
Let's get him on the podcast.
1999 to 2004.
No. No idea.
No.
Let's see.
Would have been on the 03 team.
Yeah, that was a good team too.
Oh,
I remember that team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was part of the
03.
good line.
Yeah.
Ted Albrecht, 1977 to 1981.
Yes.
Nope.
No. No, I don't.
And Mike Rabold, 1964 to 1967. Those are the only ones
Hey,
that kind of stick
64.
out there.
No.
Nope. Not a clue.
Not a thing.
Nothing
Not
good.
a clue.
Nothing doing on this one. And I'm guessing there's no Bulls that wore 64.
No Bulls till 71.
Wasn't Gabe Karimi? So Gabe Karimi wasn't 64.
No.
Oh, he might have been 68. I can't remember. Or maybe no, he was 72. He
I was
wore.
going to say, wasn't he in the 70s?
He wore William Perry's old number. I remember that.
He did not
So,
deserve that.
It was garbage.
Speaking of Bears, I do remember. Is that? I think that does it for our numbers, right?
Yeah.
Slowly
65. I know
dwindling
at
down.
least one next week that'll be decent. So yes,
I think I might know who that might be.
yes. All right. Well, let me find my show outline here. No texts and no comments this week, probably because we took the week off last week. But we do have some hot takes. Let's get to the hot takes.
Greg's Hot Takes.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on!
Hell yeah.
All right, want to get nuts? Come on. Let's get nuts!
All right. Vinny, I see you have a hot take in here. What do you want to talk about?
Did you guys see the movie on Netflix, Don't Look Up?
No, but
You were
I've heard
telling me on a
amazing
canoe,
things.
weren't you, Vinny?
Yes, I was.
Yes, we were canoeing, and Vinny was giving me his hot take.
Heard
on the
it's
boat.
really good and very relevant to today's society to a certain
Yes,
extent.
that's exactly. You stole the words right from my
Sorry.
mouth. It is a very dark comedy. Justin, I don't know if you. Well, now that you're.
I mean, I know the
medicated, maybe you can
premise.
Watch it.
I know the
But I would
premise.
say like maybe you shouldn't watch it just because I feel like you'd be anxious about it. But now,
About an
now that
it's
you've
about-
got
well,
that
it's all-
under
it- the whole
control,
premise
I
is
think
that
you'd be okay.
There's an asteroid coming and nobody's really doing anything about it, right? Is that the premise?
Yes, yeah. No one's taking it seriously. Kind of like I feel like what would happen today. It was very eerily similar to how society functions today.
Yeah.
It seemed like, and before the movie started, my wife had not seen the movie or knew too much about it. She just saw the beginning part before the credits rolled, the opening scene, and see that the asteroid's gonna come to Earth and destroy it. And she goes, "Oh, is this movie based on a true story?"
Oh no!
And literally, I stopped. I paused the movie and I said, "What did you just say?" And she realized what she had just said, and she was mid drink of water and spit out her water. That she started laughing so hard at herself. And I said, "No, it's not. It's a comedy movie." And we proceeded to watch it, and yeah, it was a very good movie. Very kind of depressing also at the same time, just because I could see that happening with everything that went on. But it was
evident.
also funny
Yeah.
at the same time. So yeah, Don't Look Up if you haven't seen it. It's a good one. I recommend watching it. So
Awesome.
That's
I
my take.
will-
I don't know if it's necessarily a hot
take?
take, but it's just a take.
Now that we are all back together again since our last family vacation, last week, hot take for me, golf is really hard.
Oh, that's not how
hot
hot
take. I
that
think
is,
that's-
but yeah,
That's just a regular take.
Yeah, we're
that's
just
just
coming up
fact.
with takes now.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just antiquated take. I don't know. No, so on vacation we were lucky enough. I have never gone golfing. I've always wanted to go golfing, but me, Vinny, Greg, and Vinny's dad, Pretzel Vince, we got to go golfing. We went to a par 3 course. It was really cool. I had a lot of fun. I can't hit the ball off a tee to save my life though. Like that's really difficult. You'd think it would be really easy, but it's not. It's not
Make
easy
it
at
look
all.
easy.
Well, your form
Or I
was-
suck. One of the two.
Your form sucked. You were more well. It was funny, but you can tell which sports both of you played. Greg's swing
Yeah.
was a baseball swing. It looked like he was
course.
swinging for the fences, trying to pull it.
Yeah.
You looked like you were trying to hit a slap shot. Both your forms weren't
Horrible.
very good, but
And they were
yeah.
bad in our respective sports too. So I don't know what.
Well,
that says
and it
about
was
us,
funny.
so.
I was talking to your dad, Vinny, because he and I had the golf cart together, and he was saying, I think, or one of you guys, or maybe it was him, I don't remember, said about, I think it was you, Vinny, about you got to keep your eye on the ball the whole way, like when you're swinging, keep your head down the whole time. And it was so against my nature of growing up playing hockey my whole life, is because you never want to have your head down, because if you're skating with the puck, you're going to get killed. Someone's going to lay you out. And then when you do have the puck, you want to be looking up. If you're by the goalie, you want to be looking where you're going to shoot, or, try and trick the goalie and look somewhere else. But you're never looking really at the puck if you can do it right, which I had middling degrees of success with that. Not always the greatest. But, yeah, it felt so wrong to look down the whole time I'm swinging. Like it.
Yep.
But no, I had an absolute blast. I will definitely make someone go with me again, and then they'll suffer through that. Thankfully, I don't know. I had fun. I hope you guys had fun. But yeah,
absolutely.
It's
Although
really
we
hard.
tied. That kind of sucked.
Yeah, we did tie.
Although
Yeah.
it was good for Greg
good
and I.
for
'cause we
us.
dug ourselves-
I was so
that didn't
close.
suck
It was
way at all.
because
I
we dug
would've-
ourselves a hole. But
If I would have sank the final putt, we would have won. We would have beat you guys. But pressure got to
Yeah.
me.
it sure did.
But you know where
'Cause
it
you were-
didn't-
You were doing well putting. for
Putting,
most of the
my
day.
short
yeah.
game was okay. I mean, bad, but okay for bad, I guess, would be.
I mean, I would say the only good part about your short game was your putting. The chipping was not good.
No,
Justin.
not really. Now,
was-
on the plus, on the other hand, though, the pressure does not get to me in Mario Golf, as you two found out very
No,
Yes.
multiple
does not.
times.
Even the final game where we tied.
One every time, or
Like,
tied
every
the
time,
last
tied
one.
the last one. You wouldn't let me have it.
No,
Just like shit.
I
You
don't
beat
want-
the
no.
man.
Yeah,
Can't beat
you gotta
the man.
you gotta beat the man to be the man.
Guess so.
So in all
Never
things that
beat the
matter,
man.
like Mario Golf for the Nintendo Switch, that's my jam.
That's your
Anyway,
end right there. We need
Greg,
a rematch.
do you have any hot takes, antiquated takes, old takes, cold takes?
I was
current
thinking of something, and there's not much. There's not much.
Okay.
There's not much. I mean, this is probably a. I mean, this is maybe. I don't know where it stands. I mean, from right now, it seems impossible. Well, not impossible, but highly unlikely, because you wouldn't really see a reason for him to do this. But you just never know, just with the way the season's gone. We'll get more into the White Sox later. But I've been, I was talking about last week how you're running the machines, or you're in a bullshit training at work, and you think about everything else, what's going on. So I was in a training today from a group called Karcher. They make a lot of equipment for.
Can we get them to sponsor the podcast?
No, you don't want them to sponsor the podcast. Definitely not. But I'm thinking to myself, if they're going over, I don't even remember what they were talking about.
Oh, hope it wasn't
was
safety
like-
training.
I was like,
Right?
you know what? Well, there was that too. So I'm like, I'm sitting there. I'm like, I can teach this shit. I know this shit, So, but anyway, I'm like, I think Rick Hahn is gonna quit this offseason. That's my bold prediction.
I think he should.
I think
He's
he's
gonna
going.
quit.
I think he's going to resign his post as general
He
manager.
should have
of the White
resigned
Sox.
last season or two
I think-
seasons ago.
You know, you know what? I mean, you see reasons why, and you see. I mean, even though he's probably got job security, it just seems like he's done. And we'll get more into the White Sox later.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
without any further explanation, I'm just going to make a bold prediction, I guess, just so we can say we had it here first on the podcast. Rick Hahn resigning this offseason as
All
White
right.
Sox general manager. I just throw that out
There we
right
go.
there.
I think
All right.
there's a real possibility to that.
There's a case if you kind of boil down the facts, which we can I'd have to make a list obviously, but they're all out there. We've heard all the BS lately. I think like I said, it probably won't happen, but I just have a gut feeling. I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
no,
I don't know what I have to back it up with it, but it's just where I'm at with him and what I'm thinking. So there's my hot take.
You're not wrong.
Wow.
I could definitely see that. Well, real quick before we get to the baseball talk, we'd like to thank our continuous sponsor and partner In the Clutch for joining us here on Baseball and Whatever. In the Clutch is an awesome sports apparel company that is known for their licensed MLB, Negro League, and MLS apparel, along with great shirts to rep your favorite retro hockey, baseball, and football teams. Even better, if you head to intheclutch.com right now and at checkout, use promo code BASEBALLANDWHAT, all one word, you will get 10% off your order. So once again, head over to intheclutch.com, pick out a shirt you like, use promo code BASEBALLANDWHAT for 10% off your order. Thank you very much to those guys and gals over at In the Clutch Apparel. All right, are we ready for some baseball?
I think we should talk a little trade deadline. Should we burn through it?
It's up to you.
Let's
Hit
do it.
the music, Vinny.
Hit the
Baseball.
music.
Welcome back to Major League Baseball. Sort of.
taking a look at Chicago's two favorite teams and other happenings around the MLB.
All right, so if I'm not mistaken, Greg, you're going to burn through all the trade deadline
You know what? We
acquisitions
have
first.
we have so much trade deadline stuff. Let's just burn through it and just kind of pick and choose the ones we want to talk about, I suppose. But at least we
right.
got covered for you here on Baseball, whatever.
All
What do you
right,
think?
sounds like we need some music to go along with this, Greg.
I think you should punch it, Justin.
All right.
Oh, slide music. Should we start with the big one, ladies and gentlemen? How about we start with Juan Soto and the San Diego Padres? That's right. The Padres get Juan Soto, and oh wait, they get Josh Bell too. They say, fuck it, we're going to get both of them. We'll just unload prospects. Who gives a shit? So I think all the guys they got rid of were number ones in their organization at one point. So they send Mackenzie Gore, Robert Hassel III, C.J. Abrams, outfielder James Wood, right-handed pitcher Yarlin Susana, and not Eric Hosmer. He's the one that said no, so the Nationals get Luke Voigt instead. So we can cover more of that later. But yes, Juan Soto and a blockbuster deal is going to the San Diego Padres. But Hosmer did say yes to one deal. He is going to the Boston Red Sox along with second baseman Max Ferguson and outfielder Corey Rosier. And in return, the Padres get a pretty decent left-handed pitcher from what I'm hearing, a guy named Jay Groom. Never heard of him. Don't know if we'll see him down the line, but the Padres keep bringing in people. Not to mention, they say, fuck it, we're going to get another guy anyway. And they get infielder Brandon Drury from the Reds. And they send some guy named Victor Acosta back to the Reds. Never heard of him, but so they killed the trade deadline there with some acquisitions. We'll talk about those in a little bit, I suppose. But if we open up the Bifrost next, Heimdall, open the Bifrost. The Phillies get starting pitcher Noah Syndergaard. Yes, that's right. Thor is heading to the Phillies. From the Angels get in return Mickey Moniak. I don't know if you guys remember him. He was like a number one overall pick in 2016. I think it was, and he really hasn't panned out yet. The Angels also got back outfielder Yadiel Sanchez. So Noah Syndergaard on the move. And then my guy predicted to go to the White Sox, did not go to the White Sox because the cheap bastards could have traded for a cheap bastard, but they didn't. The Dodgers get outfielder Joey Gallo from the Yankees, and the Yankees send back some guy named Clayton Beeter. That's right. How many beat-offs do the White Sox have? And they literally trade someone back named Beeter. So just a nobody, wouldn't cost you anything, but hey, what the hell. Oh, and then we go to my much-dreaded AL Central rivals, the Minnesota Twins, who did do very well at the trade deadline, addressing some of their needs, mainly bullpen. They get all-star closer Jorge Lopez from the Baltimore Orioles, who many people don't know about, but he's a stud closer for them, made the all-star team, and they're trying to solidify their spot here, I suppose. In return, the Orioles get left-handed pitcher Cade Povich, right-handed pitcher Yenier Cano, and two more pitching prospects. But they weren't done there. So they also acquire right-handed pitcher Tyler Mahle from the Reds, and the Reds get some infielders and left-handed pitcher in return. Then they didn't finish there. They go in the division and get Michael Fulmer from the Tigers, who used to be a starter, if you remember. I think he won Rookie of the Year. He's actually turned himself into a very solid 7th, 8th inning guy, kind of like a Reynaldo Lopez type. Would have fit in nicely with us, but no, he goes to the Twins instead to help their bullpen needs. That's why I like him. I hate the Twins, but you know what they do? They say, hey, some of our pitchers suck. Let's get rid of them, and let's get different guys instead. Must be nice. And then, they actually make a small little pitiful move, but is better than anything the White Sox can say, other than the guy we'll talk about later. But they also get Sandy Leon from the Guardians in exchange for former White Sox pitcher Ian Hamilton, if that is indeed the same guy. The Angels send away one of their outfielders, Brandon Marsh, one of those hobo-looking players. They get a catcher named Logan O'Hope in return from the Phillies. Mets Giants made an exchange. The Mets got first baseman outfielder Darren Ruff And the Giants get back first baseman or corner infielder JD Davis and a couple pitching prospects. I'm not going to read their name because I don't know how to pronounce that first one. And then people forget about this trade because we'll get to the Harrison Bader acquisition later. But I think people are forgetting that the Yankees acquired outfielder Andrew Benintendi from the Royals. Because people saying, oh, yeah, now the Yankees outfield's really great with Bader out there. I was like, well, Bader kind of sucks and he's hurt. And they actually got an all-star before then, Andrew Benintendi, who's like a really good baseball player. So Yankees get him. Royals get back Chandler Champlin, TJ Sycamore, and Beck Way. Those are terrible names. The Yankees also acquire Frankie Montas and Lou Trevino from the A's. Yeah, I would know that guy was on the White Sox radar, but just take him, whatever. A's get pitching prospects in return and a second baseman named Cooper Bowman. Going to the Mariners right here, they get probably one of the top starting pitchers on the trade market, Luis Castillo. He goes to a contender. The Mariners are back in it, man. I mean, they have come from the dead, and they're making a push for the playoffs right here. And they've just been hot. So they're going for it. They bring in Luis Castillo. The Reds get some of their decent prospects in their system. They made a few other smaller moves. They acquired left-handed pitcher Matthew Boyd and catcher Kirk Casale from the Giants. They also got my guy Jake Lamb from the Dodgers, and the Dodgers get some cash or some player to be named later or some drinks for the vending machine or something. They wanted depth with Jake Lamb. Well, you have depth with Jake Lamb. Moving on, almost done here. A couple of guys that have been rumored to be traded for years and years and years, and their asses finally get traded. Rays get outfielder David Peralta from the Diamondbacks for catcher Christian Serta, and Whit Merrifield, long rumored. It was a little shaky there at the meantime when the mystery team arose. You knew he got traded. He was taken out of the lineup. He's like, oh, God, is the White Sox? No, it turned out to be the Blue Jays. They get Whit Merrifield. He's finally not a Royal anymore. And the Royals in return got an infielder and pitcher. Then here's a confusing one, I guess, at least from my perspective. I don't know if you asked your brother-in-law Jake about this,
yes,
Justin. I did. Padres get closer Josh Hader. This is before they made the big move for Juan Soto. They get all-star closer Josh Hader, who had been struggling this month, but before that has been solid for forever for them, minus some racist tweets a couple years ago. But the Brewers get back some major league help in Taylor Rogers and Dinelson Lamet, who are relief pitchers, and then a couple outfielders and a pitching prospect.
Yes, I did reach out to him,
yeah.
And he said didn't get any offensive help for the team, so let's try and win some games 2-1 again. Interesting to say the least. We got Rogers back to replace Hader and also got some good prospects. We're a small market team that have to reload. I'm good with it after a day. So
that might have been one of those. Go ahead.
I was going to say they already DFA'd Nelson Lament.
Okay. Yeah,
already,
I saw that
Cubs
too.
Will pick him up. He was Cy Young ranked fourth or voted fourth in the Cy Young in 2020. So
yeah.
He's got some
before he got hurt.
He's got some potential still.
Okay.
Yep.
But they got rid of Hader, but also they bring in Trevor Rosenthal, who they trade from the Giants. So there's that guy on the Brewers right now. Then you got a threesome going on, three-team trade. Astros get Trey Mancini, who you can't help but root for, but now he's an Astro, so you're not sure. They also get a pitcher from Tampa Bay. Orioles get Seth Johnson and Chase McDermott from Houston. Seth Johnson was coming from Tampa Bay, and the Rays get outfielder Jose Siri from Houston. Then Tampa Bay had to DFA Brett Phillips, who got picked up by the Orioles. Apparently he was a pretty fun guy for the Rays, but he's gone now. He's an Oriole. And then guy was traded mid-interview, actually. Astros get catcher Christian Vasquez from the Red Sox. right in the middle of an interview. And then the Red Sox also acquired Tommy Pham. They were a mystery team for a moment. It looks like the Reds just want to dump him. We'll just take anything we can get. Would have been funny if the Giants got him, but oh well, especially if they kept Jock. But no, he ends up on the Red Sox. Looks like they're doing something in last place. I don't know. And then our guy, like I said, Vinny, keep young Will in baseball because he will be a millionaire because Jose Quintana is still relevant because he's getting traded at the deadline to your St. Louis Cardinals.
Just beat the Cubs tonight too.
Did they? Oh, Pirates get some people in return. A third baseman named Malcolm Nunez and Johan Oviedo. But yeah, Jose Quintana starting for the Cardinals. Okay, fine. But still, getting paid. After the Brewers trade away Hader, they also acquired additional bullpen help. Like I mentioned before, they got Rosenthal. They also got Matt Bush from the Rangers, and they got some Rangers got some people in return. The Blue Jays did not get Pablo Lopez, but they did get Anthony Bass and Zach Pop and one smaller piece from the Marlins. Marlins get their number 4 prospect, Jordan Grossens. The Yankees make a surprising move. This was like a deadline buzzer. They trade away Jordan Montgomery, who was one of their prevalent left-handed starters. They just seemed to replace him with Frankie Montas, I suppose. And Harrison Bader, center fielder from the Cardinals, heading the other way to the Yankees right now. Breaking headline with this guy is that he will wear number 12. That is the important thing here. You know me, I love my jersey numbers. That's Jake Eggs over Easy or Jake Odorizzi. He is headed to the Braves, and the Astros get left-handed pitcher Will Smith. So just an exchange of pieces right there. Braves also get another kind of mid-grade outfielder, kind of like they did last year. Now they'll probably win the World Series again. They get Robbie Grossman, and they trade away a left-handed pitcher to the Tigers. And speaking of the Braves, they get a free closer. Braves get Raciel Iglesias from the Angels for Jesse Chavez and Tucker Davidson. Okay, we'll just give this guy a 4-year contract, but go ahead and take him and give us nothing in return. No disrespect to Jesse Chavez. He was a fun guy when he was with the Cubs, but come on. And just some older trades right here to finish this off. Mets acquired outfielder Tyler Naquin, and left-handed pitcher Philip Deal from the Reds. Mets also acquired our guy, Danny Vogelbach from the Pirates. And a long, long time ago, the Mariners acquired Carlos Santana from the Royals, and the Phillies acquired infielder Edmundo Sosa from the Cardinals. I wrote Phillies, but from the Cardinals. And then we will touch on our Chicago team's trades here in a little bit. But that is everything that went on as far as the trade deadline goes. So pretty big list. There were a lot of moves. And I'll get to one mini one later when we get to the White Sox. But a lot of pieces moving around. Obviously, Soto, the big one. I mean, at least for me, my first impression was, it's hard to win the World Series. It's hard to get in the playoffs unless you're, in the AL Central. You could just be terrible and still have a really good chance to get in. But at least on paper right now, and if it goes to fandom or whatever, the front office, the Padres, I mean, if you say all in, I mean, what more can you do right now? I mean, they're really looking like they're making a push right here, acquiring bats. We'll figure out what to do with these guys. At one point they had like 4 first basemen, DH types before they dealt a couple of them away. So if you're a Padres fan, at least at this point, at least from my perspective, it just sounds like, it's a ton of fun. And maybe I'm kind of seeing those through different lenses because of what the White Sox did. But yeah, that was pretty exciting stuff from my end. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, that Padres trade was crazy. I mean, they're really pushing all their chips in.
I just want to give away all my Sox stuff and replace it with Padres stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have a fun rest of the baseball season. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't. But they can be
your National League team.
They kind of are, but I really want to get into it. I love the Padres, but I'm just like, I just want to ignore the White Sox and just go with the Padres. It's hard to do though. I don't know why. You just want to
Just think
suffer,
of their
I guess.
team though, and they might not even win their division.
They're
Just
not
think
going to win the
about that.
division. No,
Like,
they're not going
if
to
they
win
were
the
in the-
division.
if
That's
they
the
were in
crazy thing.
Either central, like either side of the league, and in
Yeah.
the central, they would blow away the competition. Wouldn't
Oh,
even be
easily.
close.
Yeah. They
It's
I
just-
don't think they don't catch the Dodgers, which is
No,
the crazy
no,
part
I don't
here.
think so.
They can. I mean,
They
they
could.
can.
They
The
And I don't
Dodgers
see it
could
happening
collapse.
though. Yeah.
I mean,
I would love
look
to
at the
see that.
Padres last year. How bad they collapsed.
Exactly. I mean, you don't know how these guys are going to mesh, but at least at this point, it just seems like a lot of fun. And that trade deadline was a lot. It must have been really fun if you're a Padres fan. Whether it works or
Oh,
not,
yeah.
we'll see. But
Yeah.
it was
you know,
it was
it-
awesome.
It made for a fun day to listen to the radio and see what was happening, you know.
Yeah.
And just staying tuned. Yeah, no, that was a great rundown, Greg. I'm exhausted just thinking about all the moves and all the
Yes.
money that's being passed around now.
Right,
so-
exactly. You know, I might give second place to the I'll give first place to the Padres, obviously, but I think I hate to say it, but I think the Twins really had a good trade deadline too. I mean,
Yes,
the
they
names
did.
they picked
Yeah.
up were not anything, earth shattering, but they addressed what they needed to do, kind of like what the White Sox did. Say, hey, they named positions of need. The only difference was they went and got their guys. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? They said we got A, B, and C to help us out. These guys weren't working out, so we're going to make some trades here, whatever we need, and just to kind of stop the White Sox from coming. So I thought they kind of did what they needed to do. And I hate the fucking Twins. I don't want to compliment them, but what are you gonna do? So
Well, let's get into. I want to hear your take on the White Sox moves. I've been waiting since, or lack thereof. So since the trade deadline, and I saw they only got a relief pitcher, I've been wanting to know, what does Greg Probst think about Rick Hahn's moves this offseason? I'm
I don't know
thinking
how-
ahead. Sorry,
I
this trade deadline.
I don't know how appropriate this is, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Oh, boy. Let me get the sensor ready. Hold
Yeah,
on
get
here.
the sensor ready. So the White Sox got a guy named Jake Diekman, totally fine. Or as I call him, Jake Dick in Man, which is exactly what describes what happened to Rick Hahn. Oh, he got dicked in man right there, pretty much. So he was, I mean, yeah, he came out and said he felt like crap. He was upset, disappointed with how it went down. Well, let me start off with Jake Diekman first. Fine, whatever. Do you guys know how many lefties are in the White Sox bullpen?
Not off the
offhand.
top of my head. I'm gonna say 3.
Is it one?
One
Oh, that's
One
not
guy.
good.
One guy. It's Tanner Banks. It's
Well,
Tanner Banks.
He's a lefty too.
Who?
Jake Diekman's a
Jake
Jake- is
Diekman's
it
a
Jake
before
Oh,
the
before him.
Diekman
Okay,
before, yeah.
Yep.
The other guy's Aaron Bummer. He's probably not coming back this season, and he wasn't that great anyway. So, left-handed reliever, yes, huge need for the bullpen. But essentially, what you're doing is you traded Reese McGuire for him. Reese McGuire was getting DFA'd once Robert and the other guys came back. So it was a good move trading a guy you were going to DFA anyway to address, a quote unquote need. But you weren't really addressing, you weren't adding, you were just, replacing a guy that you already that's injured on your team. It was almost just like calling a guy up and then sending a guy down almost. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a move, because essentially he's an Aaron Bummer type. In his 2 appearances so far, Jake Diekman for the White Sox has been really good. So, I mean, I got no problem with that move. It's not flashy or fancy, but nothing the White Sox really, do ever is that flashy. But that's fine. But that's not really helping anything. That's just kind of relieving, because you don't think Aaron Bummer's coming back. So it's almost like I don't even count it as like a acquisition or a trade or whatever else. And it's almost like we're recording this at the wrong time, because right now I'm like over it. I've accepted it. And I told you guys, I fully expected to be disappointed.
Mhm.
But I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know where Joey Gallo was for a
Oh,
minute
God,
there. I'm
yeah.
like, when Whit Merrifield was going to a random team, I'm like, well, he's been rumored to go to the White Sox for like the past 3 years or
yeah,
whatever.
half
Like,
a
did we finally
decade,
get
yeah.
him when he's really actually terrible now? So, and unvaccinated, even though we got vaccinated. But
Yeah, that happened real quick.
Yeah, it did. So
Yeah.
whatever else. But my problem is, guys, is that Rick Hahn he had an interview where he said, yes, bullpens are number one glaring need. And I would have been fine with more bullpen moves. I look at the guys the Twins got and what they gave away. I know the White Sox don't really have the farm or anything, but they could have done something to get one of these guys. I mean, easily, just to help that bullpen, because you're pushing out guys like Jimmy Lambert, Jose Ruiz. I mean, there are guys much better than that, especially when bullpen's always a huge issue. So, and then he says second base and right field have been needs for us. I mean, for the past year now, going back into last season and even the season before. And they don't do anything. And then it comes out that they were in on Shohei. I'm like, okay, so you didn't get him. So what the fuck do we get? Why are you crying to us? I'm just sick of the old. I mean, you can always quote these guys now with the same old BS excuses or whatever. And I'm not expecting, to go. I mean, yes, we have a short window right here. So I'm not expecting, to go all in on some of the lesser guys. I talked about Frankie Montas before. If you're, trading the farm away from him, that's like, you don't know how far that's going to take you or whatever. So it's just like, well, what's really going to happen this year? But on the other side, it's like, well, you kind of have to go for it. But, are they, with what they're offering, I don't know where they were on Ohtani. Probably not even close if they're offering like Gavin Sheets and Jake Berger probably. I'm like, oh, those guys are good. And with Soto, I don't even think they were even near that, that table of discussion, even though they should have been. I mean, it's like it's Chicago, for God's sake. But, it was disappointing. It was frustrating. It was confusing, but it was almost like it's all expected because that's just the way the season's been this year. And I was heated before. I was pissed. I was upset. I was just like, God, you know what? Fucking hate this team. And they started winning some series. I'm like, yeah, okay, they're winning against bad teams. So I'm just so back and forth right now. I'm over the trade deadline. Whatever happens this season happens this season. For the first time ever tonight, I think I wrote down that the White Sox have their big six in the lineup for the first time. If you look at the lineup today, it finally looks the way it should, I'm guessing, but it's just like, if they they say that shit like, oh, we're getting Luis Robert back, this, that, and the other, just whatever, just go do whatever. I mean, it's almost like I wish they weren't in this division almost, because then you just get their fucking ass kicked in any other division, and then they'd be forced to sell. Like, that's the other part of it.
That's a
you
good
know what
point.
I'm saying?
It's a really
because
good point.
They didn't. Not only did they not acquire, unless you count Jake, Dick, and Man, Rickon, but they didn't like sell anything either. So it's like, what are you? So it just shows me that you're just comfortable where we're in mediocrity right now. We have been for forever, because it doesn't show the other side. Because you could have gotten something for Cueto or Pollock or whatever it is. It might have been garbage, but I mean, it just shows you're just satisfied where we're at right now. It's just a typical Reinsdorf stuff. And I'm not saying I'd be happy with that either, because the division's obviously attainable, but the problem is there's nothing past the division. The White Sox, they always like for their goal, they're so short-sighted that we just got to win the division. Well, the problem is you did nothing to address if you do, because you still can win the division, but you address nothing beyond that. So,
right,
because we're just the same old dudes out there. Even a shakeup, even something. This team just needs something else. Like, I would think I was mostly upset and pissed, because I was like, just give me something else than what I've seen these dickheads on the field, because I'm just watching the same shit. I'm watching Tony La Russa fall asleep.
I was going to say, it could be worse.
Powers.
I mean,
I've been watching Grandal. He has 40 hits this season, 35 are singles. He does absolutely nothing. I'm sick of watching this garbage. So, I mean, we're just stuck in the the mediocrity zone right
Yeah.
now. It's like the worst place to be.
Yeah.
Because
It
at
really
least if
is.
you're in last place, like I mean, no one really wants to be in last place or rebuilding, but at least you have some sort of direction. We're just kind of like in limbo right now, where we could still, like I said, win the division and just piss out in the first round again. And then we just keep doing that and doing that. So what the fuck? It's almost like, sorry, Justin, it's almost like back in 2015, 2016, when you text me, Justin, when I'm at work. I remember where I was when you sent me that text.
Oh, boy.
White Sox get Todd Frazier, Jeff Samardzija, Melky Cabrera, David Robertson, Adam Dunn, Adam LaRoche. I mean, before all the shit went down with those guys, at least it was exciting, you know?
Yeah.
There was hope or whatever. So I just always have to like dig for these moments where I was excited to be a Sox fan, because it's not exciting right now. And I'd love to root for, I mean, I will root for the Padres. I'd like to, you know, pay attention to the Cubs more if they were more interesting to me, but they're not. But at my core, I just always go back to the stinking White Sox. So because I'm a Sox fan, it's the worst thing to be right now. So I know it's a long-winded answer, but
No,
I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys have any thoughts?
I was gonna say,
yammering this whole time.
I think you nailed it. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I mean, granted, they're what, 2 or 3 games out of first place right now.
Yeah, they're
still?
like 2 games back. I mean, they didn't gain any ground yesterday, but it's right there. The Twins are like, we'll kind of improve our team a little bit, but it's there for if you want it. Guardians are like, we're not going to make any moves, but if you want it, take it. We don't give a shit.
I feel like it's just like the Twins don't want to put the White Sox out of their misery. And it's almost like they're toying with their food. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly. They're dangling like the carrot in front of them.
Yeah, like, hey, your whole fan base still thinks some of the fan base still thinks there's a chance. Realistically, right. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember what the exact stat is, but since the All-Star break of last season, they are like a below 500 team, right? So
I'm
almost
know exactly,
positive they are.
They very well could be. Seems like it.
Yeah,
so
it's rough. I mean, from an outsider, it's not a good.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Not a good look.
It's not fun, especially when your team can't hit home runs either, and that's like part of their game. So I don't know if I said this on the podcast before. I think I have, but I was listening to CHG. Shout out our guys CHGO and Herb Lawrence. He was just kind of talking about Nick Madrigal and all that BS. And I think the White Sox have become Nick Madrigal. They are collectively Nick Madrigal because they hit singles. They hit a lot of singles, and they play dumb baseball. That's Nick Madrigal. The White Sox are Nick Madrigal.
He's still, he's still, he's still
tonight. Didn't do much.
Is he in the lineup? Is he back?
He was in the lineup in the second game. Yeah, he was back yesterday. And yeah, he was in the second game, the game they lost 7-2. Go figure. And he was 0 for 2 with a walk. So
okay.
Nicky
well,
Back.
yeah, I don't.
The White Sox are. We are collectively Nick Madrigal. So.
I don't even know what to say anymore.
It's just shitty.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
And then people are so excited about Luis Robert coming back. And I'm just like, I'm not. I don't care.
It's not like he's been out for like a good portion of the season.
Right.
He's been playing for most of the time.
I know. Well, he had some goofy health thing going on. He had some rehab assignment, and then he's back. Like, I'm like, he's just been a regular good player this season who's probably got a 0 WAR because I don't see him help this team win or whatever. He just has fine numbers, but he's not, he just doesn't do anything to help us win. It seems like, except maybe play good defense. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Pain in the ass.
Well, should we
say with Jake Diekman, or Dickin Man, as you like to call him, Greg.
Dickin, Rickon, that man. That's for sure.
Looking at his ERA plus, he's got a career. He's 11-year vet. He's got a career 1.13 ERA plus, so he's above average. But if you break it down between his time spent in the NL and AL, he's got a ERA plus of 1.27 in the AL, so that's really good.
Pitches well in the
but
AL.
if they make it to the World Series, he better not pitch in the World Series because he's got an ERA plus of 94. So
okay, well, I don't think he has to worry about that.
Right.
So.
Rick Hahn not looking too far
Yeah.
into the future.
Well, see, that tracks. That's like some Tony La Russa stuff right there. That's Tony La Russa's eye test right there. Oh yeah,
Right.
give me that guy.
His eye test when
his
eyes
eye
are open or
his eye
closed?
his eye analytics or whatever he calls them.
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
yeah, that tracked really well when the cameras caught him falling asleep. I love how all the cameras are focusing on him now just for material.
Yeah,
Perfect.
somebody at NBC Sports Chicago got like a memo being like,
Yeah.
don't let that happen again or keep doing that because they've had enough. I don't know which one.
I'm pretty sure Ethan Katz like texted someone on the camera crew, say, hey, check this out. So
it was too good. It was too good. Well, Vinny, I think you ran a poll if we want to talk about some of the moves the Cubs made. The two big ones that everyone thought were happening didn't happen. So you want to dive into the results of the poll you did?
Yeah, I did a poll where I asked what people were thinking the Cubs were going to do with Wilson Contreras, and 40 or I don't know, what they wanted to happen with Wilson Contreras. 42% said they wanted him traded, 56% wanted him extended, and 3% wanted them to keep him and get a qualifying offer, compensatory pick. So, trading him didn't happen, and I really feel like the Padres getting Soto screwed up.
That's what messed everything up.
I think Contreras and Happ were their plan B if that trade didn't go through. I guess luckily for us, kind of that the Cardinals didn't wind up getting Juan Soto because they refused to give up Dylan Carlson.
Yeah, I heard that.
Whatever reason.
Yeah.
I would have
Nice
packed
going,
his bags
Cards.
and just pushed him out. I would have driven him to Washington and said, here you go, you guys can have him, if I was the Cardinals GM. But yeah, they didn't trade him. They didn't trade Happ. I know people were saying that because of the Luis Castillo package that the Mariners gave up for, that the prospects that went to the Reds, that Ian Happ was going to bring in a haul. I didn't see the comparison. Ian Happ's an outfielder. Luis Castillo is a starting pitcher who's very good. I didn't see the comparison on how you can equate a bat to an arm and get an identical or bigger package than what the Reds got. But
so the Reds got Noel V. Marte as shortstop, right-handed pitcher Levi Stout, shortstop Edwin Arroyo, and right-handed pitcher Andrew Moore, who were high or mid to higher prospects in their organization. I'm hearing. So those are guys the Reds got for Castillo.
Okay.
Yeah, and it sounded like from Jed's presser that they didn't get the offers that they were hoping for, and it seemed like when the Padres they got Soto, I feel like the bottom fell out on those trades. They really didn't have any leverage with anybody else. I think the only other team that were really in on Contreras, the Rays were rumored, and the Mets and the Rays. I think they pick up a catcher. Sorry, Greg, I don't remember from your long.
Me either. I have to go back and check. I don't remember a catcher going to the Mets.
No, not the Mets, but the
Rays.
I think they picked up a catcher. I
know they picked up Siri, the outfielder. Who's the catcher they picked up? I don't know if they picked up a catcher, actually, unless it was a prospect.
Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe it was Happ. But I know that, the market kind of fell out for Contreras, and it seemed like the Mets were the only ones that were talking, but they didn't want to pay the price for Contreras. Probably they didn't want to pull what happened last year with Pete Crow Armstrong and Javi Baez, because that's looking very good for the Cubs right now.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
it is.
Yeah, but it was a weird trade deadline, and I know last year it went down to the wire with Chris Bryant's not being announced till after the deadline, and I know I was looking at my phone waiting to see something on both of them to see that they got traded, but nothing did happen. That was very weird deadline.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially I know my buddy Greg wrote in just saying that he was happy to keep both Happ and Contreras. Attendance is already down quite a bit. Hopefully the team will certainly start to build. They're starting to get a core, but they've been horrible due to the lack of starting pitching. But that kid they got from New York for Efros, which I know we'll get into, but he's like ready to go, almost like a ready major league pitcher from what I've heard. So that's been encouraging to hear. So see what happens. I don't know, but.
Efros, I heard, is getting like some press in New York because he's been on John Boy before, and they're big East Coast with the Yankees and everything. So apparently he's been welcomed, very very happily. So
yeah. I mean, it was fine. Hap, I can totally understand keeping around. I really would like to see them extend him, but I don't know if they will. And Contreras, they clearly don't value him or don't want him. I know there's been a lot of stuff about him not maybe receiving pitchers as well, or a lot of pitchers don't really enjoy throwing to him. That's why you had Carantini was Darvish's personal catcher for a while, and Hendricks has talked about how much he likes pitching to Yan Gomes this season. So it makes you wonder. I don't know. And a lot of good teams can still get away with just having a good defensive catcher. It's not like it's a requirement to have, a catcher that can hit. But granted, the DH, that could help you out. But no takers this season. So see what happens.
Yeah. Yep. And that's kind of one of the things too, is that, I mean, that's evident with the stats with Hendricks when he's throwing to Contreras compared to Yan Gomes just this season, or night and day. I that's kind of been his thing. Like, the one thing he needs to work on is, I always remember, early on in his career that, him and the pitcher would always get their signals mixed up, and he would always have to run out there and talk it over. And, that was one thing that he had to work on, was his receiving, pitch framing. As much of a joke as that is, that was one thing that he was very weak at. He's got a very strong arm for, a catcher, which is great.
Yeah.
The pitch framing thing will hopefully be going away. So if they can get, maybe Theo can let Jed know when they're actually going to institute robot umpires in the strike zone, that the robot strike zone, that, maybe they do sign him and saying, pitch framing is going away. He doesn't need to be that good at that. He just needs to worry about throwing guys out and, calling a game. And, I feel like that's something that you can get better at, is calling a game. It doesn't seem like he's, a slacker or anything like that.
No,
the guy looks like he's, eats, breathes, and drinks baseball. So, yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with them. The qualifying offer is a very interesting, caveat that they didn't get the international draft, which I don't know why they couldn't get that together. But you're talking about the baseball PA and the baseball owners, so of course nothing's going to happen for probably another at least 3 years.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So
yeah,
and there's a couple, I guess, good defensive guys that manage a game well, catchers out there. So who knows what they end up going with down the road this offseason. I would like to see him extend Contreras, but I don't run the front office, and I don't see how they value him. Although Jed did sound like he spoke glowingly of him during his presser, so we'll see.
I don't know. I just kind of felt nothing this trade deadline in terms of the Cubs. Minus, some of the things were the potential's there, but it's just kind of hollow at this point. I don't know. Just a weird feeling, but
Yep.
Well,
I forgot Dixon Machado was in the Cubs organization.
Yes, they kind of did right by him and let him. They traded him, but I don't know. And we got anything else about the Cubs before we move on?
I can go through the returns that the Cubs got
for each
all
of the guys.
The players that they traded. Yeah,
sounds good.
So I'll start with the one that kind of had me shocked to begin with, was the Scott Efros trade. I had no idea that they were looking to move him. That was I think the only one I really had a knee-jerk reaction to, is thinking, what the hell are they doing? Because he's cost-controlled reliever for the next 5 years, and he is pitching well. But the return, once I saw who they got back, which was Hayden Wesninski, I probably butchered that, but that's that's just the Chicago MO, is to butcher
Oh, yeah.
an athlete's last name. So he was the Yankees' number 15th prospect. According to some reports I read, he was considered the first or second best pitching prospect in the Yankees organization. So that's pretty good. He slots in at the Cubs' number 8 prospect, according to MLB.com. His grades for fastball are 60, sliders 60, changeup 50, controls 55, and overall is a 50 pitcher. His fastball touches 96. In AAA this year, he's pitched 89.2 innings pitched, with a 3.51 ERA, a 1.149 WHIP, and an 8.3 strikeouts per 9 innings. So pretty good. I know there was, I think, was it Pitch Ninja had a video of his slider.
Yeah, it was wicked looking.
Yeah, that looked ridiculous. I think it had like the most movement on a slider. It was right up there with Sonny Gray with the most movement, left to right movement on a slider this year, I think, is what the stat was on that pitch that they showed.
Okay.
Moving on, Chris Martin was traded to the Dodgers for Zach McKinstry. Left-handed bat, super utility player. He was the number 19 prospect in the Dodgers system back in 2020. He's no longer considered a prospect. In AAA this year, he's mostly played. He's slashing 335, 417, 487 with a 904 OPS. With the Dodgers, for his career, he's hit 210, 266, 403 with a 669 OPS. So not really good.
Yeah,
in a
that
short
move.
time.
When I looked up what they got when he came back, I was like, I didn't really know what the purpose of that move was. I mean,
depth, super
I
utility.
guess,
Could it fit in when Madrigal and Bodie are out to help
Bodie,
fill
yeah,
in the
and
void?
Bodie just got sent down today too. So
He did, yeah. For Newcomb.
Yeah,
He came in and pitched today.
Yep.
Moving on, Greg, the one you mentioned, Dixon Machado, was in AAA. He was not probably going to see any playing time in the majors, so they moved him to San Francisco for Reynal Espinal, a right-handed reliever. He's 30 years old, AAA this year, pitched 83.1 innings pitched. He's got a 5.29 ERA, a 1.50 WHIP, but he does have an 11 strikeouts per 9 inning, and he's ranked 3rd in the AAA Pacific Coast Leagues for strikeout percentage on pitches, or pitches thrown. So, he's just a journeyman kind of at this point in his career. He's 30 years old. Maybe the Cubs can kind of tap into something and salvage him for the remainder of the season, but it's nothing more than just kind of a depth piece for the remainder of the season. Moving on, David Robertson was traded to the Phillies.
Back to the Phillies.
Yeah, back to the Phillies. That's right. For Ben Brown, the Phillies' number 7 prospect. He slots in the Cubs organization at number 11. Right-handed pitcher, 6'6". He's 22 years old. He's got a fastball of a 60 grade, curveball 50, slider of a 55 grade, control of 50, and overall 50. His fastball touches 98 miles an hour. At high A, he pitched 73 innings pitched, 3.08 ERA, a 1.041 WHIP, and 12.9 strikeouts per 9 innings. He's got control issues with his control grade at 50. They said that could be his kind of hindrance, his crutch, or not crutch, but his hindrance in trying to be a starter. So he projects more as a reliever. That's kind of his floor. But yeah, he looks like another good pitcher. If he can keep his control up, he could slot in, I think, around a 3, which is where Hayden Wesninski also slotted in at, as his ceiling as a number 3 pitcher on a starting order in the majors. Ugh. Whew. Greg, I don't know how you did it. I'm struggling just going through this list here. And the last one was Michael Givens was traded for Saul Gonzalez. Mets, he was not ranked in the Mets organization and not ranked in the Cubs organization. 22 22-year-old right-handed pitcher, 6'7". He's in low A right now. He's pitched 25.2 innings pitched, 2.81 ERA, a 1.208 WHIP, and 10.2 strikeouts per nine. He was drafted in 2018 in the 23rd round out of high school. So that is what the Cubs got this trade deadline.
Yeah,
we got some people at least.
They got some people, and they got some
yeah.
guys that are closer, like the Hayden Wisniewski. That one, when I saw that he was close, to AAA and could pitch this year, that was like, okay, still don't know where the heck they're at, but that move makes it sound like they're closer to competing than not competing if this guy can turn into something, because they got two young starters right now in Steele and Thompson. We'll see what Alzolay does when he comes back. But this guy, Hayden Wisniewski, sounds intriguing, and hopefully he pans out. Yes.
Yeah, that's the one I'm kind of putting my hat on, because there's not much else to write home about, so to speak. So yeah, I mean,
at this point, at least.
At this point, we'll see. But all right, well, do we want to move on to hot or not?
Oh,
Let's
sure,
do it.
why not?
All right.
Oh, really?
And now, folks,
Sorry. No.
Who's hot?
so damn hot.
Oh, hot.
Because I'm a hot little potato right now.
And who's not?
I'm afraid that my condition has left me cold.
Freezing my royal Rastafarian name off.
This guy sucks.
All right, go ahead, Greg. What'd you want to say?
Sorry, I was just gonna say something for around the league. I don't know if you guys saw, but Austin Riley, third baseman for the Atlanta Braves, got a big money bag. I think he got 10 years, $212 million. I think it was, or 202, 212, something like that.
Yes.
So after kind of not really sure what he was going to be his first couple of years, he's really turned it on this year. I don't know if you've been paying attention to him, but he's playing really well and got paid. So good for him, I guess.
Yep.
Not really, thrilled about the Braves in general. They're like whatever to me, but he got the big money, and he's making more than Acuna and Albies combined, they said, contract wise. Because if you remember a couple years ago, Acuna took a real team friendly deal. It was like, what was it, like 8 years, $100 million or something?
Yeah,
something along those lines. And that, looking back at that now, he's like, God damn it, So,
right.
But I mean, you take the deal, I guess. So, but
right.
Austin Riley making some big bucks now. So I just want to mention that.
Good call. Very good call. Well, Vinny, take it away.
All right, I'm gonna first address someone that wrote in and asked what ERA plus means, and ERA plus takes a player's ERA and normalizes it across the entire league. It accounts for external factors like ballparks and opponents. It then adjusted so a score of 100 is league average, 150 is 50% better than the league average. So when I was reading off Jake Dick and Man's ERA plus 113 is his career ERA plus. I'm sorry. Justin,
No,
did that
no,
offend you?
No,
Are we gonna have to bleep that?
No.
Okay.
So much for all those sponsorships I had lined
I mean,
up.
it's
No, I'm
true.
kidding.
I mean, it's
I'm
true,
kidding.
but
I'm kidding.
Uh,
Go
The
ahead. keep
sponsors
going.
will understand.
Yeah,
Especially
right?
if they're a White Sox fan.
I'm sounding it out. It's
Yes.
spelled very weirdly, so I just
It
have
is.
to
But
sound
you're
it out.
doing you're hooked on phonics,
Right? Yes. Yeah, so Jake Diekman's career ERA plus is 113, so he's better than 13% of the league in that 11-year period. So that's what ERA plus means. I hope that helps you out if you are still watching this show. Probably not, because I think he wrote that in a while ago.
That's all right.
Yeah,
That's all right.
who is he? DJ King?
DJ King
On
don't know.
Twitch?
Yes, he's on Twitch. So
Okay.
thank you, DJ, for writing in. We appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
All right. We'll start with the White Sox.
No.
Their game just ended. They lost. Greg.
Yes, they did. I
I'm
actually have it
sorry.
on right over here, and I don't know why.
Did the Twins win today?
Probably. Thanks to their
Right?
bullpen, I'm guessing. So
We'll start.
I actually
with the
don't know
White
if the
Sox.
Twins won, but
We'll
They
start
probably
with the
did.
White Sox this past week, going from July 23rd to August 3rd. Or yeah, we're in August now, aren't we? August 3rd.
We're in August,
So
yep.
who's
Ew.
hot the last week for the White Sox, Greg?
I didn't know you were going back all the way to July 23rd, so I don't know if that messes up my first guess. My first guess was Eloy Jimenez. Oh, okay.
Wow, look at
Good
you,
job,
Greg.
He's been
Greg.
good. He's been good. So
Yes, 545, 542 on base, slugging 773 with an OPS of 1.351, 1 home run, 5 RBIs, walk rate of 4.2%, a strikeout rate of 8.3%, BABIP of 550, and a weighted runs created plus of 272. Greg, who was not hot this week?
Now I know you did your research, Vinny, but whatever answer you have, if it's not this guy, I'm sorry, it's wrong because he could be the not hot for the rest of the year and the whole year. The only answer to this question is Yasmani Grandal. It has to be. I'm sorry, it's Grandal for me. He's the worst. He's the worst.
He might not have had the plate appearances, so
Well, he's not walking, so he must be on the bench. So my second guess would be who would my second guess be? Would it be Tim Anderson?
Oh
that
man,
would be wrong if
Greg.
it was your second guess. Do you have a different second guess you had
Do you
in
have a
your
third
mind?
guess?
Yeah.
This
guy plays third base.
Moncada. God damn it! It is Moncada.
There you go.
Shit.
Uh,
I thought he was
hitting-
doing well, actually.
111 walking.
Ooh, that's not playing
at
well.
200 with
That's not
a
good.
slugging percentage of 111 with OPS of 311. Do you guys like that band, 311? That band?
No, a couple.
You know,
yeah, a
Justin, I
couple
feel like
of
you
songs
listen to
pretty good,
311.
Yeah.
In high school, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be here for a while. You know, it's a beautiful disaster.
Oh, God. All right. He had one
This
RBI.
thumbnail I'm making is very amber. So
Oh,
color my energy.
That's the only one I know of them.
Oh man.
He had one RBI. He walked at 10%. Was his walk rate. His strikeout rate was 40%. Yikes!
At least he's swinging the bat, though, Vinny.
Is he?
He's swinging
Is
the
he watching
bat.
a lot of pitches?
No, he must be swinging the bat. If he's looking at pitches, they're not right down the middle. That's why the answer is Yasmani Grandal. For all of your hot or nots for the White Sox for the rest of the season, I'll just
That's
save
gonna
you
be
the
your guess
trouble.
for not.
You can just assume that it's going to be Grandal. Just give me the dinger when it is him, and then just don't even bother telling me because I'm just going to assume it's all Yasmani. So
All right.
he's not going to be in the
Go on.
hot category. I'll tell you that. I'll save you that answer. So
Ooh, just wait. Power of the pod right here. He's gonna go on a hot streak.
Power of the pot. It has worked before. So
Yes, this is true.
we'll
This is
see.
true.
Yep.
Maybe
Yeah,
he'll
but-
hit a double or something.
Well, let's not go crazy, Greg. Come on.
Yeah. Maybe a couple more singles. Let him warm up at least first.
Right. Jesus Christ.
All right, Justin. We'll move to the Cubs.
All right, let's do it.
Who's hot for the Cubs?
You know, I'm going to say, because I've actually had the Cubs on in the background a lot this week while I've been working. And I'm going to say, because this guy seems like he's hitting home runs left and right, I'm going to go Patrick Wisdom.
It is 20th.
Good
All
job.
right.
Patrick Wisdom's hitting 294, on base percentage of 333, slugging 706 with an OPS of 1.039, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, walk rate of 5.6%, and a strikeout rate of 16.7%, a BABIP of 250, and a weighted runs created plus of 183.
Well done, Vinny. Well done.
Yeah, I've missed a couple of those, so I had to get
Had to
at
get that
least
one in, yeah.
one of them in, right?
Without a doubt. Without a
Yeah.
doubt.
So, Justin,
Yes.
who was not hot?
All right. I'm going to go because I know he was on fire a couple weeks ago right after the All-Star game, and I'm just going to assume he's tailed off because the whole season he's been up and down, up and down. I'm going to go Seiya Suzuki.
That was
Yeah, Seiya was not hot again. It's 2 weeks in a row, actually, for him. Seiya was slashing 95, on base percentage of 95, slugging 143 for an OPS of 238, 1 RBI, a 0% walk rate, and a 33.3% strikeout rate. BABIP of 143, and a weighted runs created plus of -44.
Ooh,
Not good.
not good at all.
You guys want to take a crack at the
Sure.
MLB?
hot or not
Sure.
this week?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to give you guys a hint.
Okay.
This is going to make it easier for you guys. The hot and not are both on the same team.
Ooh.
They both play on the East Coast in the AL East Division.
AL East.
Okay.
Aaron Judge is hot.
There we go.
Yep.
Yes, Aaron Judge is extremely hot. He's
Yes.
hitting 400, on base percentage of 571, slugging 1.200 for an OPS of 1.771. 5 home runs, 11 RBIs, a walk rate of 28.6%, striking out at 21.4%, a BABIP of 333, and a weighted runs created plus of 359. Yes, he's hot. easily.
And more home runs post All-Star break than the entire White Sox or Major League organization.
Yes.
I would like to add.
That's not
Not good.
Not good.
Not good for the White Sox.
Good for Aaron. He's killing
Yes.
it. Bad for the White Sox because they
Yeah.
suck. So
Don't like it.
So who was not hot for the Yankees, I guess, since he got the team?
I'm going to say, this would have been before the trade deadline. I'm just going to go Joey Gallo. Oh, wow.
He wasn't playing enough.
yeah, he was. I think he was platooning at that point.
Yeah.
So,
I have no idea then.
I was gonna
He
say.
was working on growing his beard.
Yes, I did hear about that, yeah.
I was gonna say Stanton.
No,
Rizzo
it
was my other guess.
Aaron Hicks. He had a 0% batting average, an 80 on base percentage, a 0 slugging percentage, and an 80 OPS. He did manage an RBI. Must have walked with the bases loaded, or he had maybe a sac fly in there. But yes, 1 RBI, 8% walk rate, 24% strikeout rate, a BABIP of 0, and a weighted runs created plus of -77. Not
right.
good. But of
All-star.
course, he's on the Yankees, so he still drove in the
Right.
run.
Of course he is.
All-star
Yeah.
compared to Grandal, that's for sure.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know. Should we move on to something that's not as dreadful as both of these Chicago baseball teams?
Who's that?
Please.
Whatever.
Which one? Whatever.
That would be
Bears,
our
anything?
whatever segment. Yes.
Let's do it.
All right.
Now it's time for whatever.
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 Whatever you want. Whatever I want.
Whatever, dude. Irrelevant. Whatever, dude.
Greg, take it away.
Thank you, Justin. Welcome to whatever baseball and whatever. Definitely would rather watch James Bond than the White Sox. We're going to be covering 90s G-rated and PG-rated films, kid movies, or anything with that rating. This was actually Vinny's idea, and he loved it so much that he ended up forgetting about it. And then, Justin was ready to give me the credit. I'm like, no, it's Vinny. He's just, he's old, he's tired. So, we had to give him a break or whatever. But this was Vinny's idea. So, and it was definitely a fun.
Yeah, and
so.
I mean, we're all 90s children.
Absolutely.
You guys were both born in the 80s with me, right? Or are you guys 90s?
Oh,
born?
we're right there in we're
89,
89,
okay.
baby.
You guys
so we're right there. We made this
I always
cut.
forget. You guys are my sister's age. So I keep forgetting.
When was Meg born?
Meg was born in May of 89.
May of 89. I was February 89.
Oh, so you got her beat
Vinny's
by a couple
March
You guys got her
of
beat by a
89.
few months. All right. Well,
A couple months. So
yeah, I'm excited. Although, well, we'll get into. I don't want to spoil my list. You'll.
well,
figure
one
it
of
out
mine
soon.
was already spoiled. We talked about that earlier. I won't
Yes,
say it
before
now,
the
but
show.
definitely a surprise. Hopefully, I can surprise you guys a little later. But this was a fun one because there's a lot of great movies out there we enjoyed as kids, obviously.
Yeah, I feel like
So-
as a kid, I watched the same movies over and over again. Where I have the movies on this list are still movies I will turn on or stream, whereas new movies I buy, I don't really watch more than once or twice. I don't know about you guys, but
It seems to be how it goes. Yep.
We
I always
don't really
go
buy
back to the
movies
old
anymore.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, they don't make movies like they used to.
They really don't.
Well, they don't, and they don't like distribute them the same way. They're
No.
streaming. So there's no point to buy them.
No,
There really isn't. There
I'll be
really
honest.
is
When
not.
when streaming first started, I'm like, people would bitch about having to get up and having to put the DVD in the DVD player. I'm kind of there. Like, I just want to see if it's not on one of the streaming services. I'm just probably not going to.
You're paying the convenience fee. Is what you're
I
doing.
am. And now with
It's
HBO Max
convenience
going the
fees,
way
yeah.
of the Dodo, it's getting rolled into the Discovery Channel. I don't know if you guys heard that. Yeah.
I didn't.
Discovery
Nice.
Channel, they're not kind of off the Discovery Channel for a while now.
It's not what it used to be.
Strange programming on there.
Yes,
I don't
agree.
know.
Justin, did you see what came out on Amazon Prime? I know Greg knows the answer.
The Boys
to this.
season 3
Well, that's been out for a while now. And I know you haven't
on
watched
Amazon Prime this week.
I feel like just recently. Maybe it came out a while ago. Greg can help me out with that.
I
one.
honestly have no idea.
It's
That you
usually
can watch
on
this one. There's No
Is it
Time
a-
to Die. I just
Oh,
saw
is
that
it
on
James
Amazon
Bond?
all the
Prime
Bond movies
recently.
are on, now. So all the old ones, No Time to Die has been on for about a month and a half now.
Has it?
I
There
think.
was
see,
I
I'm
saw,
Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I think it's actually been longer. Believe it
Has
or
it?
not. So yeah.
It just popped up when I clicked
Okay.
on it. I've been watching The Boys. I've
Yeah.
been clicking on it, and it just I think I was
Popped
in it.
up.
Yeah, just this week I was in it for something else. I don't even know what I was looking for. I think me and my wife were looking for something to watch, and I clicked on Amazon Prime because I always like to see if they have any new shows or anything. And then I saw
Sure.
that one. I'm like, oh, we should watch this. But I was like, it was already 8:30. But
It's
I was
a 3-hour
it's like
movie.
yeah, I was like, it's a 3-hour movie. I don't want to start it now because I'll want to stay up and finish watching it. But
Well, if you ever do watch it, let me know what you think. Even though I know it was spoiled for you and everything.
it was
Hopefully you can
awful
get
There-
some.
spoiled.
Hopefully
was-
you can get something out of it. I'm hoping. So.
one of you guys posted some Bond thing on Twitter this week, and I almost
Greg?
tweeted or replied. It was probably Greg.
What do you mean?
And
Which one?
It was Greg. It was Greg. It was something about
It's Goldeneye.
Avi counting backwards, and then you
It
jumped
literally
in.
happened.
And I almost put on there like, is this a Bond thing? But then I didn't want to get the whole Bond Twitter community
I
like.
put hashtag.
Well, I
Goldeneye.
posted
I know,
it.
I saw
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
and then I saw
posted
the
a
thing.
GIF
No one in the Bond
underneath it,
community
which-
saw that tweet either because I've been off Bond. I haven't been tweeting on Bond Twitter for so long. So hey, Glucose, how's it going?
What's up,
Dr.
Glucose? Good to
Condom.
see you, man.
Dr. Condom checking in.
Yeah. So, by the way, we started watching. Not to delay this anyway, but What We Do in the Shadows season 4 is on
Okay.
Hulu
Wait.
or FX or whatever.
Wait.
It's so good this season. It's so
Wait,
good.
you started watching a
We Do-
show,
Yeah.
but you didn't start watching the right show. Gee,
What We Do in the
how
Shadows
many, how
is
many
really
episodes
good.
are we going to have to talk about this where you need to start watching The Boys? It's a
I
quick
know.
series.
I know.
I don't know how.
You know,
I don't want to have to get
I hate
you
to
guys
say
to
it.
watch that show.
I'm back to work on Monday. The summer vacation is over,
dun,
so
dun,
You
dun.
ruined it. You blew it. You absolutely blew it.
I just
blew
think
it.
of
You know
Happy
what? You know-
Gilmore. You blew it.
No,
That's
that was-
Billy
Was that Billy
Madison.
Madison? Sorry.
Yeah,
Wrong-
gosh.
wrong
Oh man, he
Sandler
blew it
movie.
again.
I gotta.
Vinny, it's too bad. I know you guys are coming over for the birthday party Saturday, but it's too bad my sister Tiffany won't be here.
Oh,
Well, Ashley will
yeah.
be here. They love The Boys, and I tell them, yeah,
Good.
Vinny loves that show. They obsess over that show. They're
I should have
into it,
forced
so.
you guys to watch that on vacation.
Oh
Probably
yeah,
should've.
we never
It's like,
watched. What
done
was the
a
other thing?
Clockwork
What was the
Thor
other thing?
Ragnarok.
We're gonna
We
watch
never wa-
Thor,
we never
yeah.
watched Thor
Because there's no
Ragnarok.
internet,
We played
so
18
Yeah.
holes of golf. Yeah, and we didn't have internet.
we
out
didn't have
there. That
internet,
was
so it
the
might not
thing.
have happened anyway. So.
We played. I think. Well, we played 36 holes of Mario Golf in the 2 nights, and then
Yeah, we did.
Greg, we played. How many was that? 40? No. 36 plus another 20, another 18. What's 36?
Oh, did
plus-
we?
Yeah, the
I
third
don't know.
night.
Oh, the
played that.
third night. Yeah, we played another.
Anyway,
18 with Pretzel Vince. Yeah,
Let's get. Go ahead.
at the course he picked, and just got destroyed at.
Yeah,
so
there's some
he
colorful
had to pick
language
the
that
snowy one. So
Anyway,
anywho, what were we talking about? What's our whatever
movies.
topic?
Best kids movies.
PG. So a couple of mine are not actually kids movies, but they are PG rated. So there you go. And I watched them as kids. So there you go. You know what? Everyone can enjoy them. So who wants to kick us off tonight? I think the guy who came up with this topic forgot about it, then came up with the list, should kick us off. So I'm going to hand it over to Vinny. I know he hasn't ranked anything, but
I'm sure.
if you
he
just
will
give
by now.
if you just give us your list, Vinny, we will accept it. So
All right,
No,
let's roll
no,
honorable
no.
mentions, which are all of them.
oh,
Can I
Justin's
have-
not having it. Justin's not
Oh
having
wow,
it.
Justin's
No
actually getting
ties. No ties. No
ties,
nothing.
No
No.
number 6.
Oh, wow.
No number 5A, 5B. So
strict, right? All right, for my number 5, I have Toy Story.
Ooh. Ooh, good choice.
Great
Good
movie.
choice.
No, I really, as I wrote that down and I put that in my number 5 slot, I was thinking, I was like, man, we really should have like narrowed this category down.
Yeah, that's a pretty wide range.
Like kids movies that are cartoons or
Animated
versus
or
just
yeah.
regular like live
Yeah.
action. But Toy Story made it on there. I still love that movie. It's a really good story. It's about toys.
Hell yeah.
I still haven't seen Toy Story 4. I'm missing the boat on that one. I
That
think
one's good.
I liked it. Yeah.
3 though. That moment, spoiler, when they're like going towards the incinerator. That was like my childhood.
That's
like
dark.
Right?
It was.
That was dark.
I wish they would have just ended it after 3. I mean, I've heard 4 is good, but
It is good. But yeah, that scene in 3 when they're going into the
like,
pit.
oof.
I remember watching that in theaters and I'm like,
they're not really going to do this, are they?
Yeah.
I'm like sitting there thinking, I'm like, how are they going to get out of this? Totally forgot that the spoiler alert, the aliens got shoved away and they end up taking control of the claw.
The claw.
Yeah, I just like that whole time as they're going down, I'm like, oh my god, they're going to do this.
They're going to kill them all off.
Yeah, this is going to be traumatic.
Yeah.
But yeah, they didn't. But yeah, Toy Story, Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, they're absolutely great in it.
Perfect.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. A lot of good adult kind of humor in it around. You know, they do a great job of hiding that in the Disney Pixar movies. So, yeah, even as an adult, I still love watching it. My son is kind of grown out of that phase. He doesn't like that movie anymore.
No.
So,
Oh no.
Oh, come on, Will.
Yeah, he's not into it anymore. He was into it from like 2 to 3. So,
Oh, really?
So yeah,
He'll come
not
back
into it
to it.
anymore.
He'll
He's
come back to
into
it.
Transformers now, so I can't really complain too much. So,
Yeah,
'cause that's
good.
I don't
pretty
know.
good.
Some of those Michael Bay movies are pretty bad, though.
Oh, he doesn't watch the Michael Bay.
Nothing
movies. A little too young for those. Justin.
I'm gonna say, Will, what do you think here? Bumblebee's a Camaro. I don't know. Is that really?
Jeez.
It's not really holding true to the original cartoon from
Right.
the 80s, you know?
Right, yeah.
They actually did a remake of the cartoon on, I think it was on Netflix. They did like 3 seasons of it, and I watched it a couple times when I was running. It was actually pretty good. It was like,
Cyberverse?
yes.
Yes,
I think it was
he watches
Cyberverse.
that one.
That's what he. That's
Yeah.
That was
probably
actually
what
not
he
bad.
watched. Yeah.
I watched the
Yep.
first season. I meant to go back and watch the other 2 seasons, but I never got around to it. So
That one's good. Yeah,
All right.
all the ones on Netflix he watches those, and they're all pretty good. Usually, I sit there, I find myself just staring at the screen. He's like, "Dad, let's play something else." I'm like, "But there's cartoons on." Like, I don't.
Well, I
wanna
hope
play.
you guys
I
are
wanna
happy
watch.
because we had Bluey on in the vacation home last week. Erica is recording Bluey for some reason on our YouTube TV account. I don't know why.
Bluey's not terrible.
No, it's not bad. I
Bluey's
actually
great.
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I was just
Yeah,
surprised
it's-
all of a sudden I
it's
saw
fine.
this on here and I'm like, why are you recording
than
this?
Just be
Peppa
thankful
Pig.
it's not Caillou, man. That
Oh, no,
little
I don't wanna watch
bastard.
that
Fuck
bullshit,
him.
no.
You know,
No.
get that out of there. God damn. I hate that guy.
But yes, my number 5 is Toy Story.
Great movie.
Great movie. Good movie.
Justin, why don't you go next?
Vinny, great minds think alike. My number 5 was also Toy Story. That
Good
is
job.
that is probably my favorite Disney movie of all time. I really don't watch a lot of Disney movies. I mean, I know we have Disney Plus. In terms of when I think of Disney, I still think of the animated stuff. Granted, there's so much more now. But yeah, Toy Story is still my favorite. You know, Aladdin was up there before that, and I remember liking
Heck yeah.
Lion King. Actually, we had to take Maddie for her checkup this week, and they had Lion King on in the doctor's office, and I was like, wow, I forgot that's a really good kids movie too. But anyway, Toy Story, being such a CG movie for like that was like when CG really took off after that movie, and you look at the graphics in that movie compared to like the graphics in Toy Story 4, and your mind, at least my mind, just imagines that's what they look like back then, you know, even though they're a little bit more rougher around the edges and stuff like that. But, the Army Men, I loved the Slinky Dog. I loved Mr. Potato Head. Rex was one of my favorites just because he's so neurotic. I wonder why that is.
Wallace Shaw.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And then Sid. Sid creeped me
Yes.
out.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
There is an
I think
Easter
no happy
egg.
child.
I want to say,
Right.
is it Toy Story 4 or Toy Story 3 where you see
It's
a guy
three. Yeah.
with that
It's
same
three.
skull T-shirt? He's a
Yep.
garbage man.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, like that
Do you want to know something about that really quick?
Sure.
That is the same. Like, even though he has his headphones on, he's kind of going, picking up the garbage. That is the same voice actor that voiced Sid.
Is it really?
It is. Yep. It is. I looked it up and everything.
Yeah.
So, and it's confirmed to be Sid. It is Sid in the credits.
That's awesome.
So.
Glucose writes in. He says there's a kid I went to high school with that looked like Sid, so we called him that all the time. Oh God, I feel bad for that kid. Not because you called him Sid, but because he looked like Sid.
I feel bad for Glucose for having to go to high school
with him.
Sid. Look like Sid. That's kind of terrifying.
Yeah. But yeah, just that movie. Just as a kid playing with my action figures, my Ninja Turtles, and I had all the Star Wars action figures, and I had a ton of GI Joes, and playing with those as a kid and setting them up and having these goofy storylines and stuff, and that was pretty much my childhood. It was the same thing that Andy was doing with his toys.
Yep.
But yeah, so
totally.
it's good to hear that Glucose says he was a nice guy. That's good. That's good. Thank you, Glucose. But yeah, my number 5 is Toy Story. I also remember the Sega Genesis video game Toy Story.
Yep.
Damn near impossible. It was so hard.
It was fucking hard, man.
All those old games. It's like these are specifically targeted for children.
Yeah.
Why are you making them so difficult?
Was that the same one that was all? Because there was like a Super NES one too.
I think it was the same game.
Was it the same game?
I think it was the same game. Yeah. But yeah, that's my number 5. There you go.
Though. Great call. My number 5 is Space Jam. A movie I very much enjoyed as a kid. And I'm not talking about like the LeBron James.
Oh, I was worried. I thought we were not. I was going to have to shun you for the rest of your life.
I actually haven't seen that, to be perfectly honest. And I just
don't waste your time.
Have you seen it?
No,
I don't know it pan though, so I won't.
Okay, yeah, no, I know it did. So I'm not interested whatsoever.
You should watch The Boys before you watch Space Jam. LeBron James.
Oh, I'm sure it will happen. But hey, I'm also way behind on Better Call Saul, so I got catching up to do here, Vinny. But Space Jam, I mean, Michael Jordan, Bugs Bunny, and whatchamacallit, Wayne Knight, obviously, Newman. So. Bill Murray, the whole, I mean, just everything I ever wanted as a kid in a movie. So Lola Bunny, all of them, and it's just a lot of fun. And one I can go that she was, she was awesome.
Okay.
What, Lola Bunny?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was badass.
You're not like turning into never mind. I would say you weren't a closet furry or something.
I'm not saying Lola Bunny's hot.
Okay,
I
was worried.
She was awesome.
I was worried. I mean, I think I know you well, but people keep secrets. I don't know.
Can you call Lola Bunny hot? I don't know.
No.
She was cool though. That's what I meant. Okay. Anyway.
There you go. Thank you, Greg.
Like what am I coming off here as, Justin?
I thought you were like a borderline furry or something.
Money. Woo. No, I haven't seen that movie in a while either. I gotta watch it again. But I had the VHS. Remember when they came in the big chest
the real
case or
big ones,
like that. So
yeah.
And Muggsy Bogues. Hey, I caught it.
One of my favorites. I
totally forget that Danny DeVito voiced the head alien guy.
What was his name? I can't remember.
I forget. Boss something. I can't remember his name, but he was I mean, Danny DeVito just perfect for that.
Mr. Swackhammer.
Oh, is that what? Oh, okay. That's not what I was.
I don't even remember them saying his name then.
No, I don't think.
I don't remember him saying his name. I just remember him calling him boss. So
yeah, I don't think they ever said his name.
The Monstars.
So,
yeah,
good,
Space
good,
Jam.
Good
yeah.
pick.
Did you guys have a Space Jam jersey growing up?
No.
Toon Squad. I had a Toon Squad T-shirt. Yeah, I remember.
I had a Space Jam hat.
I had a jersey.
You had a jersey. Yeah.
I had a jersey.
I had the hat.
Tasmanian Devil.
And then I remember my mom got me, because I was subscribed to Sports Illustrated for Kids, and I know they had a special edition, like behind the scenes edition magazine of everything Space Jam, and I had that too. It was like a collector's edition, so it's probably sitting in a landfill right now instead of making me money. But
shame.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shame.
Disappointing.
Is there any surprise there?
No, there really isn't. Next to all your cardboard cases and everything.
At least those were recycled, So anyway,
I don't care about that. It's garbage. You threw them out. Recycle, garbage, all the same shit. Justin.
Yeah.
All right, back over to you, Vinny. What you got?
Oh,
Number
okay.
4.
Already me. Number
Already
4
you.
for me is the Mighty Ducks.
Good choice.
Love this movie. Oddly enough, I had, I think, D2 ranked higher than Mighty Ducks, but after watching D2 on vacation with Justin and realizing how ridiculous that movie is and some of the stuff that happens, because I was sitting there with Justin. I'm like, Justin, is that legal? No. Is that legal? No. Is that legal? No.
Nope.
So nothing in that movie was legal in the hockey sense. But yes, Mighty Ducks. I'm sure there's probably a lot of stuff that happened that wasn't legal in the Mighty Ducks, but including probably having Gordon Bombay coach a bunch of kids after getting arrested for DUI. Yeah. But yeah, that was a great movie. A lot of good humor in that. And watched that a ton growing up. Wished I could play hockey growing up. Never did play hockey. But yes, Mighty Ducks.
Can you skate, Vinny?
No. I'm awful.
I could, I could teach you.
I can't rollerblade. I can't.
Oh, Vinny.
I mean, I can get them on, but I don't go fast at all.
That's like me telling my kid, well, I can put her shoes on, but she can't walk yet.
Okay. Let me put it this way. I probably skate as well as you golf.
Oh God. Okay. Say no more. Now I'm just picturing Vinny with like those. If you guys remember, like the yellow, blue, and orange Fisher Price roller skates. They used to...
Yeah. Yep.
But Vinny, like 6 foot Vinny, not child Vinny, wearing those. Yeah. So.
Right.
And then having like the arm pads and the knee
and
pads
the wrist guards
and the wrist guards and all that, the helmet and everything.
But I have gone ice skating like at the Daily Plaza.
Oh yeah,
and
the ribbon and all that. Yeah.
And I didn't fall down. But it would be like I would skate a little bit and then like go right to a wall.
Yeah.
And then go around, skate a little bit and go right to a wall. I wouldn't be trying to go crazy. And man, there's some really fast skaters out there.
I made the
Chicago.
mistake when I took Erica to Millennium Park. This was probably like the first or second year we were dating. And I think I told you guys this story, but I told her, if you fall, make a fist, because there's a lot of people, and if someone skate,
lose a finger,
you're gonna lose a finger, and then I'm gonna dump you. But anyway, no, I didn't tell her that. She's still listening. She's gonna beat me when I go upstairs.
They could beat,
right? But so I told her, just make a fist. Well, that was like 2010. She has not let me take her ice skating since, because she's so paranoid. I said, I'll give you a pair of hockey gloves. That's why hockey gloves are so thick, so that does not happen.
Yep.
And I also got to say, shout out to my mom. Now that we're on the Mighty Ducks talk, I meant to talk about this when I was on the Puckberg podcast a couple of weeks ago. She actually, when I got really into hockey because of Mighty Ducks, when my sister and I were in school, she actually went to our local ice rink and learned to skate while we were at school, so she could take us when we were on the weekends.
Hey,
wow. Look how nice is that? Wow. I don't know if I would do that for my kids. So good shout out to my mom. There you go. All right,
nice work, Robin.
Yeah, she tries.
Good mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, is it me?
It's you.
All right, my number 4. Let me hold on. I'm looking at the wrong list here. Here we go. My number 4. Great movie. I actually was just on TV a couple weeks ago when I was visiting my folks a couple weeks back, and we left it on, and I listened to it the whole time, watched it, and that is The Sandlot. Just a great baseball movie. I love the ending when you finally meet the Beast and you meet James Earl Jones and just that legend of who he is, and then he turns out to be this nice old man who has this huge history with baseball. I love the chase scene while they're playing Wipeout by the Safaris. That's one of my favorite songs. And I love, it's so stupid, but I love that stupid fisherman's hat that he's got on with the super long bill with the, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
I know.
Oh yeah,
I never liked that.
It makes me laugh. Well, yeah, I mean it's stupid, but it makes me laugh every time I see it because he just looks like such a fish out of water. Dork wearing that thing. I love the scene when it's them playing against the Little League team. There's a great YouTube video if you search Sandlot Today. Or Sandlot in Today's World or something like that. It is hysterical, them going back and forth, and they're like, whoa, you cannot say that to someone about the way they play baseball. It's hysterical. Highly recommend it. Glucose agrees. Sandlot is one of the best movies. And shout out to Dennis Leary. Totally underrated part. I always forget
That's
that
right.
he's the stepdad.
The
and
stepdad, yep.
Great,
Leary.
throwing the ball and hits the kid right in the face because the kid can't catch.
Gotta look out for those curves.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, that's my number 4, The Sandlot.
Always a classic.
Nice
Yes.
Glucose agrees.
Yes.
My number 4, you guys mentioned already, is Toy Story.
Ooh,
And for
nice.
a while, I always go back and forth between, because I really like Toy Story 2 as well.
Mhm.
I know that one's not as
I don't like that one at
highly,
all.
yeah, a lot of that one's mixed with a lot of people. Maybe I
I
just
like
have
it.
like this Wayne Knight, fascination or something, because Newman's
Well,
also in it. Or
It does
whatever.
check out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just like anything with him in it. But yeah, no, but I always go back to the original too, because just as a kid or whatever, just it was kind of funny though, because I always you mentioned Sid before, Justin. I always kind of related myself to Sid more than I did Andy a little bit, because I was a little bit more destructive. I was always looking to kind of like cause damage and blow stuff up. as a kid.
No,
thought that
I
was more
don't
fun.
believe it.
So when Sid gets his firework, the big one, extremely dangerous, keep out of reach of children. Cool. That was me as a kid, I must admit. So, the Binford toolbox.
Yes,
shout
that's
out
a
to
nice
Jim Allen
shout
in
out.
there.
Yeah.
The nice Easter egg. That was kind of like my room, sort of. That's what kind of my room looked like a little bit when I was that age. I had the tool. I was always trying to fabricate something or build something that I wasn't supposed to. Most
It checks
likely.
out.
So, yeah. So maybe for the wrong reasons that I look at the other side, the dark side of that movie, but just the supporting cast or the supporting toys in that movie, like you mentioned before, Potato Head, Slinky,
Yep.
Ham, and Rex, and all those guys. I mean, they they really solidify everything, and I think it has the most colorful language too, especially with Potato Head. When he's calling people like idiots or shut up or stupid or something, I'm like, this is pretty funny. So,
Yeah.
especially when it's directed towards Rex. So, I think it has the best dialogue of any of the movies too, and it's just the most kind of natural, most fun, and it was just kind of like a stepping stone in Pixar.
Yeah.
At 3D animation. I know George Lucas and ILM were a big part of Pixar, helping develop that before they sold it to Disney, before he sold Star Wars to Disney eventually, go figure. So yeah, Toy Story, and thankfully my kids still like it, even though we don't watch it that often, so maybe they don't, for all I know. But yeah, one I could always pop on anytime, still enjoy the hell out of it. So Toy Story is my number 4.
Nice pick.
Nice.
I'll throw it back over to you, Vinny, for your number 3.
Right. My number 3 is Rookie of the Year.
Ooh.
Oh, all right.
Absolutely love that one.
Nice.
Yeah, always being a Cubs fan growing up. Just man, I really wish the Cubs could play like that. And I think they didn't. Did they win the World Series, or did they only won the?
I
division?
think they show them winning the division,
The
and then because
right,
his arm is
And
back
then,
to
yeah.
normal after
Yeah.
that, right? I think that's where it ends.
Okay.
But no,
and
actually,
then-
I take that back. I think he's getting
he
like a
gets the
World
ring
Series
at
ring
the
at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a World Series
Yeah.
ring? Okay. But yes, great movie, great cast. What's his name? Gary Busey before he went.
But was that before the
Well,
motorcycle
nuts.
accident?
I think it
or
was
after.
after.
Okay.
It might have been. I think it was before.
Okay.
But yeah, playing the Rocket, Chet Stedman.
Yeah.
Having John Candy.
Yeah.
Cliff Murdoch. He was great in that role. Pat Hughes is great, but man, Cliff Murdoch would have been great as a Cubs announcer. Just the whole McGillicuddy. I mean, just him doing the playoffs would have been great if he was still around. I'm sure they probably would have gotten him to do some sort of intro for a
sure.
Cubs game or something like
Well, I
that.
mean,
Of
look
course,
at,
it probably would have been for TV.
I mean, the main character, he shows up at Cubs
Thomas
games.
Ian Nichols.
Yeah, he shows up at least
Nichols.
once a year to
Yeah.
sing the 7th inning stretch when his band is coming into town. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel Stern Brickma.
Yeah.
They have him as the pitching coach, but the only reason he's there is because he's been following the manager around the majors after he beamed him in the minors.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's play some ball.
Right. Do you guys remember the scene where they're doing well and they have like 3 major league players striking out? Do you remember who those 3 major league players were?
One of them was Barry Bonds, right?
Yes.
Was one of them Bobby Bonilla?
Wow.
Can you get the last one, Greg?
Oh gosh. Ooh. Oh, I want to look it up right now. It's driving me nuts.
It's got to be a National League team because they didn't have interleague yet at that point.
Do you want a hint, Greg?
Yeah, give me a hint.
Vote for Pedro.
Vote for Pedro.
It's just the first name. Pedro is the first name.
Pedro's the first name?
Yeah.
Was he a Dodger?
Oh,
no.
No. Okay, that's not who I was thinking of then.
I have no idea.
I don't know. I can't think
Pedro
of it.
Guerrero.
Pedro Guerrero. I remember Pedro. That's not who I was thinking of, though.
No.
Okay.
That's not who I was thinking of.
Those were the 3 big whiffers. But yeah,
okay.
I didn't realize it was Bobby Bonilla.
Yeah. Our guy.
As one of them. I always knew it was Barry Bonds just because I was like, oh, look at Barry Bonds before he did steroids.
Almost hard to tell,
skinny.
You got to like, yeah, that is him. That,
and that was always my argument when people would say that Barry Bonds wasn't on steroids. I'm like, look at Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year.
Look how skinny he was.
I'm pretty sure that was like Exhibit A in court.
Was he still on the Pirates in that movie, or was he on the Giants?
He's on the Pirates.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Pirates.
Okay.
Yeah. Pedro Guerrero.
Yeah,
no, that's not who I was thinking
movie.
of.
Great. Yeah, it is a great movie. I agree.
Yeah, it is. Love Rookie.
I agree.
Always wish that happened to me too, where I'd break my arm and be able to pitch a
just
100
that
miles
sound, like when his arm or shoulder whips
goes back, like a rubber band.
That's my bad
Yep.
I hurt my shoulder falling yesterday, so.
Hey, maybe that'll happen. Maybe the Cubs will sign you.
Maybe. Yeah. At this point, they could use me.
They could,
or sign with the Sox. Maybe it'll be a reverse. Reverse.
At this point, anybody who wants to pay me.
Well, you played second base, didn't you, Justin?
I did.
They said second base, so there you go.
They're missing out. They don't know what they're missing. Nothing like a 35-year-old rookie.
You don't deserve you. I'm pretty sure you'd be the oldest on the team.
Oh, God. But I'd look the youngest.
You look the youngest. Oh, without a doubt, you look the youngest. 23-year-olds look like they're 40. So I think you.
Yeah, I was going to say it'd be the opposite of that.
I think you and Lance Lynn would be the elders of the team. So
Jose probably could be your father in just like terms of looks.
Grandfather at this point,
right?
Well, we still have Tony La Russa, so no one's older than him.
Like, I'd probably fall asleep on the bench more than he would, though. To be honest,
probably.
You guys would take naps together.
Yeah, be hunched
like
over
a Friends episode where Ross and Joey are taking naps together.
Yeah,
you and Tony.
Yeah. Oh, I just bet his breath smells. I don't.
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, it's got to be terrible. Yeah. He was in that gut, man. All that booze and whatever else. He stinks.
Yeah.
He
Anyway,
stinks.
sorry, Tiki Braillis again. Is it my turn? I don't even know whose turn it is.
It is your turn.
Is it my turn?
Go ahead. What is it? Number
Smells
3?
like Marlboro and patchouli. All right. Let's see. My number 3. You guys mentioned this one earlier. Is Space Jam. I loved that movie. I was really into basketball in the mid '90s. Obviously, anybody in Chicago was. I feel like at that point.
I wish I was still into basketball like that.
You know what? With the Cubs being bad, the Hawks being bad, and the Bears going to be bad, I'm jumping back on the Bulls bandwagon again this season.
Do it. Yep.
But no, I love that movie, and as somebody who loved Looney Tunes growing up, yeah, it was perfect. Loved Michael Jordan. Muggsy Bogues was one of my favorites just because he was so short, just like I was. Sean Bradley and Patrick Ewing and Larry Johnson, another Charlotte Hornet there to go along with my Hornets starter jacket, which we've documented on here. But yeah, Charles Barkley is awesome. He's got so many good one-liners. I know when he's praying at church and he's like, "I'll never date Madonna again."
Yeah,
it's part of our sound clip, isn't it?
Yes, it is for the basketball. And Basketball Jones. I love that song.
Yep.
I don't even know if it's a real song, but I love that song.
It's real.
I really. Yeah, and what I didn't realize, and it bummed me out, is somebody who loved NBA Jam as much as I did as a kid, there was a Space Jam game where you got to pick the Looney Tunes characters and Michael Jordan, and it was an NBA Jam game, but with Space Jam. I had no idea, because I would have bought that in a heartbeat if I knew about it. But yeah, great game. The technology's awesome. No interest in seeing Space Jam 2. I'm just gonna pretend like it never happened. I also think it's very funny that Michael Jordan lives in this like quaint suburb in this normal, large house, but compared to the mansion that is still not sold in it's on the north side, isn't it? I don't know where his mansion is, but
was it Lake Forest or whatever?
Lake Forest sounds about right, but yeah, that nice house. It's like, he would not live here. I mean, I would love to live there, but he would not live.
Yeah, he's living in
I believe that though. When I saw that, I was like, "Oh, that's really where he lives." Oh, that's great.
As a kid, I thought that was his real family and his real kids in that movie too.
I thought that too.
Poor Juanita. He'd left her. I don't know when he left her, but it was a while after that movie. But yeah. Anyway, that's my number 3.
I was gonna say, well, that wouldn't have been Chicago either because he's playing on the minor league team.
Yes, he's playing on the.
He's not playing.
Yeah,
for the
where
White
would he have been living? Because he was playing in
Birmingham.
Alabama.
Yeah, somewhere in Bama.
The
Birmingham.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, nothing against Birmingham, but I don't picture that as being Birmingham. I don't know.
Probably one or two neighborhoods like that's probably the nicest neighborhood in Birmingham. So
yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah,
probably maybe I heard it's pretty run down over there, isn't it?
Birmingham?
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
I don't speak ill of places I've never been.
I want to say my dad. Maybe my dad went down to Alabama to help out with some work at one point. I can't remember if it was Birmingham or Tuscaloosa. I think it was Birmingham.
I just know the song, "Birmingham" by Randy Newman. No, nobody.
Birmingham was that in a movie?
Randy Newman.
I know who Randy Newman is.
Yeah, he did a song called Birmingham.
He also did a song for Toy Story.
He did.
Bring it all full back.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my number 3. Space Jam.
Nice.
Lace up your what does he say? Lace up your Hanes, eat your Wheaties, and let's go. I know that's what Wayne Knight tells Michael Jordan. Yep. All right. Anyway, take it away, Greg.
My number 3 is Home Alone.
Ooh, nice. I did not even think about that one.
Oh,
Justin,
God.
you're the Christmas guy too.
I know.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna have like all Christmas movies.
I always steer clear of the holiday movies.
This is a Christmas gold mine here.
It
for
is,
you.
right? It is. You're right. Oh, shoot, should I go back and redo? No, I'm not gonna go back and redo.
I think this is probably one movie that I've appreciated more and more over the years too, especially with performances from Joe Pesci and John Candy and the whole bunch, and even Catherine O'Hara as Kate, Kevin's mom. So. Uncle Frank for sure, and that goes for Home Alone 2 as well. But I'm just talking about Home Alone right now. And then, hey, Daniel Stern, Marv. As getting back to, I guess, readdressing my childhood right now, I guess this is therapy as it's been. But yeah, getting back to all of that, yes, I tried to create that movie. Inspired me. To be crafty and try to recreate every single one of those booby traps, or at least I tried. I did my best, but I couldn't really get my hands on a blowtorch, unfortunately. But I tried to be creative, build my own. One of my favorite ones was the ornaments by the window. Like that's
painful.
I did. I set that up. Like we didn't have any on the Christmas tree that one year or whatever.
I want to say those were made out of sugar or something, if I'm not mistaken.
If you look closely on like the Blu-ray, or if you watch it on Disney Plus now, like with the definition, you can really see that it's not glass or whatever. But as a kid, oh man, did I believe it? That sound, that sound mixing would do it well enough. So, But yeah, no, that's speaking of Christmas and everything. That is, that and Christmas Vacation are definitely probably, in the, my top 2 maybe go to Christmas movies. I must. Oh
watch. Yeah.
So and I can really watch it anytime, to be perfectly honest. But definitely enjoy it. I remember I tried to bring it in. I was in first grade. I remember I tried to bring it in to school to watch it. I just showed up with a movie. I'm like, here, I want to watch this. And they told me
today.
Right, yeah. I just literally brought it. I remember that, and they're just like, no, you can't. We're having class right now. I'm like, but I want to watch Home Alone. I brought in the VHS. So yeah, that's a true story. I was not. Yeah, I
did all the work to bring it here.
Yeah, exactly. I had my backpack and everything. I'm like, I want to watch it. They're like, no, you can't. I'm like, okay. I had to wait till I got home. Then I watched it then. So. But yeah, true story. I brought it in. So first grade.
That's great.
That's excellent.
Good times.
One of my favorite lines, and I'm trying to find it here, is John Candy doing his
Sheboygan.
the Kenosha Kickers.
Yeah.
But I love the line when he asks what Kate McAllister or whatever. Yeah, that would be her name. She's, have you gone on vacation, left your home alone? And he's like, no, but I did leave my kid in a funeral parlor once. It was awful. He was there with the corpse all day, and by the time we figured it out,
couple
weeks later, he started talking again.
Around to
I love that. That's my favorite line.
Right.
Yeah. In his like deadpan, and then she's like, "Oh, maybe we shouldn't talk about that." He's like, "Well, you brought it up.
You brought it up.
Yeah.
Like, I know. She's like, God, I'm sorry that I did. So
right.
And that was like none of that was scripted.
No,
I don't think.
I want to say he shot all his scenes in like a day too.
Yeah, he was too busy. Yeah,
right.
They paid him a lot of money to do like a half a day's of work, and he did it like all at once. And no, actually, they didn't pay him a lot of money. He pretty much did it for cheap. I think.
Yeah, peanuts. Almost,
Netflix has got a documentary.
Oh, is that like the movies that made us or whatever?
Yeah, they had like a show, and everything in that like the house, everything's got either like every scene has like red or green in it. Yeah. So the next time you watch it, if you didn't know that, look for that. And they did that because obviously red and green are Christmas. So each scene has got that color scheme.
Oh, that's
in it.
neat.
So you'll have to look at that the next time.
That house is like my dream. I don't even know if it's a dream house, but like it's just so. I loved the upstairs attic on like would that be the 4th floor?
Yeah.
Like I thought that was so cool as a kid.
It's scary up there,
right?
Full of shit-eating grin when he's drinking the Coke.
The amount of times I reference, I think it's Home Alone 2 when he's getting the ice cream scoops and he's like 2, 3. I'm not make it 3. I'm not driving.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Say that all the time.
I use that line a lot too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Actually, Justin, you brought up that house. I know I talked to you about all the rich bastards on the North Shore.
Yeah,
right
that's your hood up there.
That house does not compare to some of the houses you will. No,
I bet. Yeah,
not even close. But I've been by that. I mean, that house is only 5 minutes from my old high school, so we would drive by it frequently. That whole even when he's running from the police, that downtown Hubbard Woods area, that drugstore, that drugstore.
The old Metro trains that he runs by.
The old Metro trains. Yep, that's the Kenosha. That's the line that goes up to Kenosha there.
Yeah.
So the bridges he run across. I mean, I went to school with those jerks. So,
that house. Greg Probst in that movie.
That house is actually fenced off now because of the tourism. Actually.
I believe it,
but it is marked or whatever. Like
that's
they say,
pretty cool.
This is the house. So, and that church is in Wilmette. I think I've told you that story before. The church where he goes and hides from Harry and Marv. I was outside I was driving. I was still working in Wilmette then, but I was listening to the radio, and that I was driving right past it when Patrick Kane scored the game-winning goal that won the first Stanley Cup. So
nice.
I'll always remember that. I was listening on
Divine Intervention
on 720 or whatever. They're on
720 back then.
Yeah, I remember. I'm like, oh, they won, and there's a fucking Home Alone church I've seen millions of times. So probably not good to say about church, but whatever. We're tight, Jesus. So.
You wear sandals, so did he. All right. All right.
Oh, man.
Who's my turn?
Your Vinny's turn.
Vinny's turn, okay.
Number 2, here we go.
Number two. All right. Number 2 for me is, I've mentioned this before in our sports movies, is Cool Runnings.
Oh, such a good movie. Another John Candy
honorable mention for me.
Yes.
Me too.
Very good movie. I watched that a ton growing up. Could probably, when I was younger watching it a lot, I could quote a lot of those lines. It's just a great story. The comedy in it's great. The one I love, the line from the movie I love now is the "Would you look at me then? Woof. Would you look at me now?" I think whenever I see a picture of myself, it's like 10 years ago. Justin, I
just sent you guys a picture from 20. Was that from 20? No, 2009. I think it was 2009, right?
Yeah.
When we did the Cubs tour.
Yeah.
We look like little children.
Yes, and I do that from now on. When I see young pictures of myself and just realize that I don't look like that anymore, and boy, I don't know how I ever was that skinny. But yes, I love that movie. There's a lot of great lines in it. It's a great story of the Jamaican bobsled team and the Olympics, the Winter Olympics. So, yep, number 2 for me, Cool Runnings.
Nice.
Yeah, that's so good. I love when they're in the bar and the guy from Germany or Germany's just messing with them. Come on, Jamaica. I love that.
Yep.
That whole thing. Yes. Glucose also says Cool Runnings is funny. The quote, "You dead, Sanka?" Sanka. Dougie Doug in that movie is awesome. So
yes.
he's got his lucky egg.
Yep.
I always like the line, "Oh, too late," when he says, "Oh, Sanka, you can take a pee now."
Too late.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, too late." I always like that line too.
Yeah.
That's on Disney Plus, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it
should
is.
be, yeah.
Movie again.
That's a
Yeah,
great
it's been
movie.
a while.
That's a great movie. Excellent movie.
All right, Justin.
All right, my number 2. This is probably no surprise considering 10 feet from me is a movie poster for this movie, and that is the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1990. Technically a kids movie, probably the darkest of the 3. They kind of went for more of the comic book Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, but it was aimed towards kids, and then a bunch of parent groups complained because it was more darker, and that is why number 2, Secret of the Ooze, is much more upbeat and lighthearted and colorful. But Casey Jones is in it. So many great lines. That movie is just awesome. I can definitely sit down and watch that movie anytime. Really paints New York City as this dark, gross, grimy, dirty place.
Wait,
so accurate.
Wait,
I've never been to New York. I don't know.
It's not.
I thought it was better. I thought it's gotten better. I've heard. I don't know. I've never been there, but yeah, no, I love that the scene where Raphael goes out to the movie, and I want to say he comes out of the movie and he went to see Critters or something, and he's like, "Oh, the movie sucked. Not as good as Gremlins," or something like that. I mean, complete rip off of that. And then he meets Casey Jones, Elias Codius, however you say his name. Awesome as Casey Jones. He nailed it. The hockey stick. They mentioned the Jose Canseco bat, and he's like, "I hope you didn't pay money for that." There's so many good lines in that movie. Yes, Glucose is in the chat. He says the TMNT movie is so great. I agree. They are doing a new one with Seth Rogen. Is writing and directing it, I believe. So we'll see.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. The last 2 live action ones weren't that good. They were okay, but those originals, the first 2 anyway.
Michael Bay do one?
Yeah, he did the last 2. They were there.
Yeah.
They were about as good as the Transformer movies. So
just
all they were.
Turn
okay.
your brain off and
watch the explosions.
Mild entertainment.
Yeah. So that's my number 2. I still have a soft spot for the Ninja Turtles. There you go.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the one I was going to trick you guys with.
Ooh.
And it wasn't the one we were texting about before, but I was actually originally kind of disappointed with this one because it actually wasn't rated R like the first one was. So it didn't have a lot of the cursing pretty much the cursing and foul language or whatever. So very surprising that it was rated PG, and I forgot it was until we came up with this topic, but that's Major League 2, which I've come up to appreciate through the years. Actually, it was kind of a disappointment as a young kid or whatever, especially after seeing the first one at a young age. But yeah, Major League 2 is rated PG, and that movie's a lot more slapstick than the first one, but it is baseball. It is pretty much the same cast minus a couple, and then Omar Epps plays Willie Mays Hayes instead of
which
Wesley
he does a good
Snipes,
job.
but he does a fine job.
Yep.
He's funny in it, but Tom Berenger, Charlie Sheen, Corbin Burnson, they're all back. So yeah, it's a movie that I've really come to appreciate more, and I watch it more frequently now than I do the first one, maybe, especially with the addition of Randy Quaid, and probably my favorite character, even though he's the villain, is Jack Parkman.
Yes.
I love how the bad guys are the White Sox.
They're always the White Sox. Yeah.
So it's the White Sox. So
Rube is the catcher.
Rube, Rube Baker. Jake becomes the manager, all that. You got Lou Brown jumping in the end, and then they acquire Tanaka,
Yes.
at the trade, especially at the speaking of the trade deadline.
I got one of the Giants.
Yeah. Franklin, not those Giants.
Not those Giants.
How could you trade my best player without asking me? It's just that sort of. I love Lou Brown too.
Lou Brown is the best.
Meltdown and the heart attack.
Yeah.
In the,
all you guys are using excuses.
That's all you guys do good.
Like a heart attack. None of us do. Who used heart attack? I did, and then he falls over. And I love when he's in the hospital and he's got the earpiece.
Yeah,
he's got like the British the British soap opera on. Right. He's like, oh, I love this shit, or whatever he says.
I love this shit. I may move to England.
That's right.
So very different character change from the first one, but just watching it, taking it what it is for it is. I have no idea why it was changing why they changed the rating anyway. Maybe to make it more accessible for whatever reason. Who the hell knows? But that movie's so awesome. Dumb, but it's so funny and so much fun. So and surprise PG too. I mean, it's still kind of suggestive at plenty of parts. So,
yeah.
But I guess PG then is different than PG now, obviously.
Yes.
So
you have no marbles.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So. Great movie. Gonna watch that one again. So
nice.
Good choice.
I didn't realize that was PG.
No,
that was a PG. Yeah, but I remember, like I said, I remember my dad bought it for me on VHS. Talking a lot of VHS here. That was a good days. But then I turned it around, first of all, to read the back because that's what I did. I saw PG, but the first one is rated R. I want to hear the F word and all that stuff. So it wasn't in it, but it was still.
I love.
I was like, I come to love it.
Bob Uecker is Harry Doyle. He's got some good one-liners.
Oh, especially.
I went to go see. I went to go see his
movie. Yeah.
It was only out for 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah. Did his own stunts, but also did his own acting. So, so good. And of course, our sound clip. Welcome to Major League Baseball. Sort of.
Yeah. Spot on.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Oh, good stuff.
Man.
Yeah, that's my number 2, Major League 2.
Excellent.
Surprising PG movie. So
excellent.
Nice.
All right, down to the wire right here. We'll finish off.
All right.
Start us off, Vinny.
My number 1 is Good Burger.
Oh, great movie.
Absolutely love that movie. Kel Mitchell, Kenan Thompson, Sinbad. I mean, they even had Abe Vigoda. I mean, from The Godfather. That movie was absolutely great. They did a great job on taking that skit, which, I mean, all that was fantastic.
I loved
that show.
Loved it.
SNL for kids.
Yeah.
Whoever came up with that, I hope they're still a millionaire because that was a great show idea. But taking that skit that I loved as a kid and putting it in a movie, and the movie was just great. It's so funny. I watched that a ton. But the cast that they had, I think when they was it Keenan and Kel when they sneak in and they go undercover and they're dressed as old ladies?
Yes,
is just hilarious. And then was it Kurt always talking about putting him in the grinder?
You mess with Kurt, you go in the grinder.
Right? And Keenan's like, is that a metaphorical grinder? When he's trying to get a job there and everything.
And Sinbad is awesome in that movie.
Yes, he is. That's why they call an estimate. Could be, maybe.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I love that movie as a kid growing up. I need to rewatch. I haven't watched that in a long time. But
I feel like it's on one of the services. I don't know which one it's on, but that might. Yeah, I think we own that. I don't know. I'm looking at our. We have too many movies.
It says it's on. It says it's on Stars. Hulu so it's probably on Stars. I think streaming at least.
I don't have that.
Or the Roku. It says the Roku channel premium subscription. I don't know what that means.
Premium subscription's all you need to know there.
But the Roku channel, I thought everyone who owns a Roku just gets.
You can add,
or you can add
channels,
or you can add on like the subscription stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's what it is then. Damn it!
Oh, that's such a good movie.
I think one of my favorite scenes is when he's he's sitting there, and was it Keenan gives him the contract, so he makes a portion of the profits that Ed gets from the good sauce.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there and he's looking at it. He goes, I know some of these words. I think I used that a lot growing up in high school and everything. It was like, yep, I don't know what half of these words are. I don't care to read what these and learn what these words are, but I know some of them. There were a lot of good lines in there, but yeah, Kel was just fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. And when he fixes the shake machine.
Oh, and he pops out of it. Yeah. That shake, those shakes looked so good. I don't know what flavor those were, but oh my God, they looked good. The food in that movie looked excellent. Minus the Mondo Burger stuff with the do you guys remember what poison they put in the sauce?
Tran, do you have it?
Oh,
I don't know the specific name, but Abe Vigoda mentions it's a certain type of animal poison.
Oh, is it? No, that was the shark poison. Is what they put in the.
Isn't that what they put in the sauce?
That's what they put in the good sauce.
Yes, that's what. Okay, that's what I meant. I'm sorry, the good sauce. Yes.
Yeah, they put the shark poison there, and then they did the whole one flew over the cuckoo's nest type thing where they get put in the insane asylum for a short.
Yeah.
George Clifton does his whole song and dance with the
Demented Hills or whatever it was.
Yes, it was Triamphethol is what they put in the burger, at Mondo Burger.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. Yeah. Great movie, but that's my number one.
Nice.
That's a great one. That's on my.
Cool. I was actually wondering because I have that under my honorable mentions. I was wondering when one of you were going to say this movie.
That is, and as growing up as
Greg.
a Nickelodeon kid, like we didn't have Disney Channel growing up. We only had Nickelodeon and then eventually Cartoon Network. But we were solely Nickelodeon people. So and all that, like you said, Vinny, all that is incredible. All right, my number one. I've gone back and forth. I'm sure you know what it's going to be, but I'm going to go with the one I appreciated more as a child, and that is D2 Mighty Ducks, even though it is highly inaccurate when it comes to hockey. Love that movie. I almost bought, because I have a website that sells them, I almost bought the Trinidad and Tobago hockey jerseys, the tie-dye.
Ooh, nice.
But I don't know how I would be, I think I would get laughed out of the rink if I wore that to hockey.
Why don't you get yourself a Hendrix USA jersey?
They sell those too.
They do. I know. I was thinking about getting one of those.
They're pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. But so many good liners. The Air Bombay, it's the loafer for kids who want to coach. Like, what kind of bullshit is that?
Right.
The knuckle puck, which doesn't work. But I remember as a kid playing ice hockey and then playing street hockey. So I would try to do the knuckle puck so many times. I mean, I remember my dad built me a freaking net out of PVC so I could play on the driveway for street hockey. But, that movie, the first one, obviously, I enjoyed, but the second one is what really got me into playing ice hockey. I still remember going to see it in theaters with my mom and my sister, and I think my uncle went with us too. But yeah, great movie. The scene with them playing street hockey and with the other team that is from, I don't know, what do you want to call it? The rougher part of LA or South Central or whatever you want to call it. And the fact that they're playing tag team. I guess it could be Compton, right? Could it be?
I
guess
have
it could
no
be.
idea.
Inglewood, maybe it's Inglewood. I don't know.
One of those.
I know the Kings, the old Forum was in Inglewood, so that could be too. But, and then the fact that they play the championship game against Iceland at Arrowhead Pond, where the Ducks play. So and Wolf the Dentist Stanson, what a jerk. He's so mean.
Oh yeah, smash the beach ball.
Yeah. You owe me a new beach ball, Stanson.
Right.
Yeah, and
Jan, right?
Jan isn't as good as Han, but Jan is pretty good. Jan is still. Jan is good. It's time
got
for
those jerseys made pretty quickly.
I know it's time for old Ducks and new Ducks to unite under one banner.
Dean
That's all
Portman.
I got.
That was not a good Jan impression.
No, it wasn't. Hey, and Dean Portman from Morgan Park. I literally lived 10 minutes from Morgan Park when we bought our first house on the in Oak Lawn.
Chicago guy, Dean Portman.
Yeah. Do they have a statue of him made out there?
No. Morgan Park Academy. I do not. Oh, maybe they do have a hockey team. I don't think they do though. But great movie. He's actually married to somebody pretty.
Idina Menzel.
Idina Menzel. That's it. Yes.
Oh, really?
Elsa married to Elsa.
Wow. So yeah, that's my number one. I loved. I know when we did our top 5 jerseys, I have the eggplant, the dark color Mighty Ducks jersey, but I still hope someday I gotta find that white one because that was my.
Will they wear the? They'll only wear the eggplant as a throwback, right?
They
the
don't
Ducks
wear those.
will,
They
or-
don't even have those as throwbacks anymore.
They don't even
wear
have
them
those
now.
as throwbacks anymore.
No, they
really?
stopped wearing them
Wow.
altogether. So,
Jeez.
yep. But yeah, that's my number one. D2, the Mighty Ducks.
Nice.
There you go.
Knew that one was coming.
Yeah, it had to be.
All right, I'll finish it off here. Glucose chimes in before you guys finish. Surf Ninjas and Hook are a couple of my favorite kids
Good choices.
movies.
Good choices.
My number one is the one that I was like, God damn it, these guys were texting about it already. But you're talking Sean Connery, and you're talking Sean Connery PG. It's probably his first PG movie since the original Bond movies. So yeah, I'm right there. My number one movie that I loved as a kid and adult, submarines, conflict, war, battles. Sean Connery. The Hunt for Red October.
I still
never read the book.
No, how the hell that's rated PG?
I don't know either. There's not a lot of
No, I guess not.
There's not. You're right, but it's more action based. There's not a lot of language.
No.
Yeah.
And there's just kind of there's just at the end of the movie where you see some more blood or shooting. I'm guessing. I can't think of a scene other than that, other than when he kills the one guy in the beginning. But
I'm looking. I pulled up the parent content advisory on IMDb because I used to pull this up all the time when I was going to show movies in class. There's no nudity.
Nothing.
Violence and gore is mild. Mild profanity with one use of shit. 3 uses of son of a bitch.
Shit. That was Scott Glenn's line. I remember when they
no drugs.
October.
It says frightening and intense scenes is mild. Most of the film is very intense, but nothing too serious.
Sean Connery's very intense. So
his Russian Scottish accent.
His Russian Scottish accent. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're sharing the history. Oh, that movie's so great.
Great movie.
A great cast too. I mean, Alec Baldwin before he started, shooting people. Well, actually, way before he started shooting people on set.
Oof.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything with that in a while. Our guy Jeffrey Jones, Ed Rooney, James Earl Jones.
Before he was caught being a pedophile.
Scott Glenn, Sam Neill. So
Sam Neill,
Tim Curry.
That's right.
Also in that. So Courtney B. Vance, I don't remember that. He played the radar guy. Oh, what was his name? Jonesy on whatever the American sub was. I forget the name of it. Scott Glenn sub. But yeah, great, fantastic cast and just a great movie. So
it is.
That was actually my first go-to when we were doing this topic. I'm like, I'm going to throw these guys a curveball right here and, show them the Hunt for Red October because I remember it was rated PG. So, but one of my favorites for sure.
Great choice. Great
Thank
choice.
you. I think that's it.
All right. We did have, we had two people.
We had
write
some
in.
submissions,
We had two
didn't
submissions,
we? Yeah.
We have 3 actually. There was one on the text line I didn't get to. So if you guys want to read the first 2, then I'll read the one on the text line because I didn't write it in there.
Well, I'll start because I'm guessing this one's from my wife.
No, this is from.
It's not
Ashley in Freeport, not Ashley, your wife.
Never mind. Well, I'm sure my wife would say the same movies anyway, but. Hocus Pocus, which is also getting a sequel coming soon, I believe.
Yes, tapping into that 90s nostalgia.
I actually never saw that movie till...
Nope, neither did I.
Till till this fall, I guess. So, and she says, I also appreciate Mrs.
Fall?
Doubtfire. The past fall, yeah, I guess it's not fall yet.
I was gonna say,
I'll see the new one. I'll see the new one in the fall. I work in a school. I'm all ass backwards. So, I also appreciate Mrs. Doubtfire now and then, and My Girl. So
nice choice.
Thanks, Ashley, for writing in.
All right, Erica, my lovely wife. Of course, she also wrote in and said Hocus Pocus, which I have not seen. Don't want to see it, but now that I have a daughter, I probably will have to. It Takes Two. I remember going to see that in theaters because my sister was such a big Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen fan, and that movie actually wasn't bad from what I remember. Steve Guttenberg. And I can't think of the other actress's name.
Is it Christy Allen?
Yes, Kirstie Alley. Or Kirstie Alley, yeah. She says Jumanji.
Like
that.
that.
Erica loves Jumanji, and for me, it's fine. Like, if it's on, I'm not going to watch it.
Mention for me.
We still got to do that too. Little Giants, she really liked, which is good. I agree with that. Blank check. I watched a couple summers ago because I had nothing to do because I didn't have a child and I was home for the summer. There's like a really creepy like vibe of the older lady like kisses him on the lips. It's kind of weird. Do you remember that part?
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
It's kind
I
of
like
weird.
that movie. That was an honorable mention for me.
No,
Oh, was it?
Yeah. She said this was really hard, and I went with movies I didn't pick for the other topic, which was best sports movies. Although she does have Little Giants in there, so I think she just contradicted herself. Just
Missed
saying.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
All right, and Dr. Mantis Toboggan writes in on the text line. He writes in his 5-1, number 5, Jumanji, number 4, D2 Mighty Ducks, number 3, The Sandlot, number 2, Hook, number 1, Home Alone, with honorable mentions Richie Rich and Space Jam.
Nice. Good list right over there.
Glucose writes in and says, I have had people call me Zachary Binks after the character Thackeray Binks in Hocus Pocus. Yes, I do know who that is because Erica, I think, told me, or I looked up, there's some scene where he's got like moths in his mouth, and apparently those are real bugs that fly out of his mouth or something.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
The actress who played the little girl too just passed away recently.
Oh God,
too.
that's
Thora
sad.
Birch, I think her
Thora
name
Birch
was.
did?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
I thought
Oh,
she passed
wow.
away. Yeah,
I didn't know
think
that.
I saw something like that, or something
Did she?
happened with her.
Jeez.
I thought she did. I thought I saw something like that. Hold on.
Oh, can we, before we wrap up, you guys want to do honorable mentions? I have a couple.
Oh wait, no,
that
she's
didn't-
still alive.
Oh,
Yeah, you're killing people off, Greg.
It's like Tanya Roberts all over again. Who the hell died from that movie then? I don't know. Someone did. Maybe no one. I don't know. So
hey.
never mind. She's very well alive and well at age 40, gentlemen. Just to
she's
clear
40
just to
years old?
clarify. Yeah.
Thora Birch is 40 years old.
Yeah.
That's
she's
like
40.
in my
Oh my
periphery.
gosh.
That's
Who
not
am I
too
thinking
far
of that
away.
died though now? Someone died.
Well,
Rick Hahn.
everybody died.
I know someone did recently though. I don't know, or that I think that thought that was her.
Someone
I don't
every
know.
day dies, Greg.
I know, but someone that we know of.
This podcast has taken a turn.
Yeah.
It's gotten dark.
It's gotten really
someone
dark.
did.
Yeah.
It's gonna drive me nuts though. Who died?
Right?
All right. Well,
Not
let
Thora
me,
Birch.
can I tell you my honorable mentions? Because
You may.
there's two on here that we didn't talk
Yes.
about. So Cool Runnings and Good Burger are on mine. Another one I loved, Heavyweights. I loved that
Yes.
movie as a kid.
That almost made my list.
Tony Perkis, Perkisize, and Jerry Stiller's in it as well, and so is I can't think of Ben Stiller's mom, but she's in it too. The Blob. I wanted to go on the Blob so bad. I wanted to jump on that thing so badly. And then my other one, which I don't think it was in theaters, but it was definitely on VHS because we bought it at the VHS rental store that was attached to our Dominic's grocery store, and that is Tiny Toons: How I Spent My Summer Vacation. You guys remember that
Never
one?
heard it.
I remember
So good.
Tiny Toons.
I
don't know if
loved
ever saw
Tiny
the
Toons
movie.
as a
Yeah.
kid, and they did
Tiny
a movie
Toons I
where
watched.
they have their summer vacation, and they go on a trip, and I just remember as a kid loving it. So I know it was on Hulu a couple years back. I meant to watch it, but I didn't get around to it. So that's my honorable mentions there.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mine really quick were Toy Story 2, which I mentioned before, Mighty Ducks, Jingle All the Way.
Oh, put that cookie down now.
Vinny, you're number one, Good Burger, Home
Nice.
Alone 2, and this one I am not ashamed to admit because I love this movie. As a kid, the Power Rangers movie.
I don't
Nice.
think I ever
Great
saw that
movie.
one.
Oh,
I
it's
like
so
Power
remember
Rangers.
seeing
Yeah.
that, but I remember the
Great
show.
one.
The
Yeah.
new one actually was pretty good. We watched that a few years ago. Wasn't
I
bad.
actually didn't see that.
was
I
actually
didn't
pretty
see
good.
that movie.
What, the new
so-
Power
The
Rangers?
new movie,
or-
yeah.
Yeah, there was one
Oh.
like 3 years
Movie.
ago that came out with
Yeah.
younger actors and
It was
everything.
actually, yeah,
so
it wasn't
was
bad.
it good?
Okay.
It wasn't bad.
But the Power Rangers movie from like '94, whatever it was. Oh, that movie was so good. Again,
Nice.
VHS. That was
Very
life,
nice.
man.
Yes, it
It
was. Yes, it
It
was.
was.
All right. Well,
Vinny, you have any honor, or do you do?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you
I
did
got a
yours
list
already.
here. Yep.
Oh,
okay,
boy.
so I have Home Alone 1 and 2, Hocus Pocus, Hook, Jumanji, Heavyweights, Beethoven, Little Giants, Mouse Hunt. You
Beethoven,
guys
yep.
remember that
oh
one?
yeah, with Nathan Lane. Yeah.
Which one was
Yes.
it?
Mouse Hunt.
Mouse Hunt, where they inherit a house.
Oh, yep,
from-
yep. I
Yep.
remember that one. Yep.
That was
I was
a
thinking
really good
Stuart
movie.
Little for a minute, but no, it was
Oh,
something else.
close, but
yeah,
Stuart Little.
This mouse doesn't talk, and yes,
right.
Yeah,
He's not a freak.
exactly. Sister Act.
Oh yeah.
Mighty Ducks 2. The Air Up There. You guys remember that one with Kevin Bacon?
Air Up There.
Yeah.
No.
Kevin Bacon goes to like Africa and finds this player that
I remember
this guy in a tribe, and he like helps coach the tribe up to beat another tribe. It was a pretty good movie. I remember it being good. It's probably really corny and really bad if I would watch it again today, but I remember that being a good movie. I like that one. Let's see, Man of the House. You guys remember that one?
Yes, that was a good one too.
Yep.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas. That was a really good one. Space Jam. Richie Rich. First Kid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys remember First Kid with Sinbad?
Vaguely, yes.
When he's the Secret Service guy that
protects
the president's kid.
Yep.
That was a good one. Blank Check. The Santa Claus, and it was just recently that I realized that the Santa Claus was not like, it's not written as Claus.
It's like
Santa Claus. It's
no,
written as
like
Claus.
Claus.
Yeah, I didn't
Claus.
pick that up until like
Oh, really?
It was like 2 years ago, and I
Oh,
was like, I get it now. Santa Claus, the
makes
Claus.
sense.
Yeah, and yeah. It took me a lot longer to figure that out than I'd like to admit. And then also the last on my list was Homeward Bound.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah.
That was really good, and I put that on for Will every once in a while.
Well, it's kind of funny because we just did Homeward Bound in the movie mentioned before, Beethoven, for the kids that we rented, and they very much enjoyed them. So good calls.
Those are good.
And I actually saw those two for the first time. Believe it or not, I never saw those movies as kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah, never did, miraculously.
Oh, wow.
So. But as I've admitted on just minutes ago, that I was definitely doing weirder things as a kid. So more like
watching the
Sid.
Hunt for the Red October.
Yeah. And building stuff in my room. So
right.
But yeah, good job. That's it.
That's it.
I think
we
covered it.
All right, sweet.
I'll hand it back over to you, Justin.
All right. Well, that was fun, guys.
It was.
We can start to wrap up here. Again, if you would like to write into the show, feel free to do so. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/baseball and whatever. Leave us a comment if you want. Like, share, subscribe. We're also on twitch.tv/baseball and whatever. You can tweet at us at baseball and what. That is the easiest way to get a hold of us. You can also email us at baseball_and_whatever@gmail.com. We're on all podcast apps, Apple, Spotify, Google, Anchor, Spreaker, Overcast, Podcast Addict, you name it, we're there. Also, special thanks, or just thanks in general, to Belly Up Sports for continuing to host our podcast and let us use StreamYard. We appreciate you guys. Vinny, you got anything else?
I do. One last thing. With Reese McGuire, I found some interesting facts when looking into the Jake Diekman trade, not Bleepin' Man trade. But Reese McGuire in high school, he was the captain of his debate team. He was so good that he garnered the nickname the Master Debater.
Well done.
Well played,
well
sir.
Done.
Greg,
nice.
Anything else?
No, I don't want to. That was I want to end on that right there because it's just
I think that's perfect. All right, well, we will be back next week with more Tom Fun. Tom Fun, maybe a guest. We'll be back with more tomfoolery and fun next week on Baseball and Whatever. Thanks again, guys. See everybody next week.
Take care, everyone.
See ya.
Whoop! Uh-oh, hit the wrong button there. Hold on. All righty, have a good night, everybody.